Online. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. He said, "Bring the energy up." That's
Yeah, we gotta bring this energy up. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel.
fun.
Hazawan, shalom. Maya's moon, shalom. Oracle of the Most High, shalom. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Aki and Aqua.
Shalom, everybody. Gonna wait for a few more people to get in here, get the notifications and stuff, and we're gonna get this thing started.
Hey, how's your week been, brother?
It's been good, man. Like I always say, trying to stay above water.
Yeah.
Not trying to drown out here.
Kind.
Especially living out here in the Bay. It's crazy, too expensive, man. Too expensive.
I hear you, man. Hey, bro, I'm trying to just stay in the spirit, man. Trying to do the work, trying to put forth this effort for the Most High, and move forward, man. Trying to take this kingdom.
Come on.
Remember that cartoon, Pinky and the Brains? What are we gonna do today? Try to take over the world. Every day, I'm trying to take over the world, man, with these scriptures, helping out my brothers and sisters, doing whatever it is the Most High told me to do, man. I'm trying to take over the world by doing it.
Come on. I feel that.
Yeah, man.
Try to take over the world.
Hey, shalom, Sister Jetta. Shalom, sis. Shazakia. Shalom. Tiara, shalom. Brother John, shalom. T. Sellers, shalom. All y'all, Thawada for coming to join us. We're going to bring out some information soon. We just want to try to get y'all in here, get comfortable. Listen more, shalom. Robert Ben, shalom. What's that? Kasadiya Ben Yahawada. Hope I said your name right, brother. Shalom. It's been a lot of stuff going on. We just finished a crazy folly weekend where, our people went from protesting to barbecuing, and hating America to waving that American flag around. We just came out of that, and all praise to the Most High that He took y'all out of that. This idolatry, we don't want no parts of that anymore. We don't want no parts of this Babylon anymore. Barak Atah, the Most Highest, shalom. Said Grant, shalom. Hey, so and we still trying to get a couple more. Oh, I don't want Yakum Yah. That's the big rock right there. That's my bro. We still trying. Shalom.
Adawan.
Man, we should have invited you on the show today. Shalakia, we can still send you an invite if you like. You got two of your soldiers here. So, hey, we're gonna start it up though. All praise to the Most High, man. I'm brother Aharon.
Brother Shaquat.
Hey, and we are TNT, Thursday Night Thunder.
TNT. Right. That's right.
We come to you to bring the current events, try to tie it all into scriptures, some edifying lesson, we just want to speak as the oracles of the Most High. We want to fellowship with you brothers and you sisters. We're going to start interacting with you more as much as possible. If you got a scripture on your heart that flows with the lesson of what we bring it out, post that. We'll show it. We'll talk about it. We want to deal with y'all more. We want this. We want y'all to not be afraid to say what's on your mind about what's going on in this society, man. We all dealing with something, and it's crazy out here. Shalom, she's on a journey. Shalom, the water for joining us once again. The water for joining Oliah, the water for joining us, man.
Yeah, if y'all got questions, we'll try to answer them the best we can. Like you said, like the brother says, a lot going on out there. So if y'all got some questions, pop them in the chat. We'll try to answer them the best of our ability.
Hey, but we definitely encouraging those precepts. Bring them precepts out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Don't be offended if we don't catch every one. But bring them out. Now we don't do Q&A all day, but we want to fellowship with you. And if it's a question that we could deal with, a question dealing with what we bringing out, we'll definitely touch on that. But it's not a Q&A all day show, Brother KB or Sister KB. But like I said, with that being said, we want to talk to you. We want to hear from you about what's going on in your communities involving what we're bringing out. We want to see them precepts. Shalom, Soldier Judah. Shalom, Adawan Mayakaya. Shalom. Yeah, we're storming out here right now. My light's just blinking and everything. As usual, we like to start off our show with the COVID-19 updates. See what's going on with this diseases and stats and just things that's going on out here dealing with health-wise.
So go ahead, let me get this screen set up for y'all. And we are going to get the new information about this COVID stuff. Give me 1 second.
Zeke King, shalom, shalom. Hey, sis, I'm paying the bills, sis. We trying to pay the bills anyway. That's Shawan, shalom. That JTB, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalamin, shalamin, shalom.
Can you see that?
Nah, you're not. Oh, you gotta press it. There you go. Nah, you can't show it like that. There you go.
All right.
We can still see you though.
Oh, okay. Come. So this is the latest update for the COVID-19. The latest update as of today, 7/9/20. So let's take a listen and see what they're talking about.
Open it up. Open it up.
That is. How does it go?
No, open it.
Oh, open it.
Texas set an all-time record in the number of people testing positive, an all-time record in the number of people who are hospitalized, and an all-time record in the number of deaths.
Texas getting hit right now. Hey, pause it for a second. So the governor in Texas is now they want to roll back the openings. Now don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, now they want to roll back the openings. They've been opening up their beaches. They've been opening up their restaurants. And the medical advisor's been telling them, listen, there's another wave coming. You have to use wisdom. You have to slow down. You have to do this. You have to do that. They all about that profit margin and that bottom line. And I understand your brothers got to work, sisters got to work, they got to pay bills. But at the same time, a lot of people are getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people getting sick, and people are thinking like, okay, I could be sick, but I'm not going to die. But who are you coming in contact with?
Side note, I just seen a video from the WHO. I don't remember what that stands for, but the people that
Health Organization.
Yeah, and they were saying that there's no studies, I mean, there's no evidence saying if you're asymptomatic, meaning you might have COVID, but you don't have any symptoms, there's no evidence that you will give it to somebody else. Which is pretty interesting, because let's say I got it, but I ain't got no symptoms, but I'm walking around and I can't give it to nobody. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying, that they don't have any evidence showing that if somebody is asymptomatic, then it's not showing that they can give it to anybody. So with this, with this shutting it down, we don't. I mean, if they don't got no studies on it or no evidence showing people that's asymptomatic, then I don't think you shouldn't. There's no need to be shutting down, the restaurants and the bars and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I want this nation to fall. Like I can't front. So if shutting it down will help this nation to fall, then I'm all for it. Maybe I'm wicked. Go ahead. Play the rest of this video, bro.
$10,000 new cases. Man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Florida getting hit hard too, man. Florida, Arizona.
This epidemic is accelerating.
The United States reported 62,000 new coronavirus infections Wednesday, a new daily record. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to over 3 million, by far the largest in the world. At least 5 states, Missouri, Texas, Tennessee, Utah, and West Virginia, set new single-day infection records on Wednesday. California and Texas also reported their highest single-day death toll to date. The U.S. death toll has topped 132,000, but that's widely believed to be an undercount. In Houston, Texas, ProPublica reports there's been a spike in people dying at home before they even make it to the hospital. In California, a 7th prisoner has died at San Quentin State Prison from complications related to the coronavirus. More than 1,300 prisoners have tested positive for the virus so far there, making it one of the largest hotspots in the country. Meanwhile, in Arizona, at least 240 immigrants have tested positive at the privately owned Eloy Detention Center. Nearly half the center staff have also tested positive. NBC reports the staff shortage has resulted in immigrants being detained in their cells for up to 24 hours at a time without access to showers, laundry, and other necessities. Service Secretary Alex Azar is facing criticism after claiming healthcare workers don't get infected with COVID-19.
We have healthcare workers. They don't get.
Hey, pause it for a second. Hey, I just wanted to address what she was just talking about, man. That people in jails are getting hit too, man, and they don't really care. They don't really care about our brothers and sisters behind bars.
Right.
I mean, whether you're a murderer or you just had circumstances just didn't go your way, and Esau done lied on you or whatever the case may be, you behind bars. They not really caring about your situation. We got a lot of brothers and sisters back there that's getting sick. We got to remember them in our prayers, man. Remember them and pray that they repent from whatever it is that they did do, and that they'll come out of there healthy and strong.
But I mean, remember they was releasing people for a while because of the COVID. They was releasing people. Somebody asked, well, they didn't ask me. They're telling me today, how can, especially here in California, I know they released some people, but they were saying, how can the governor or just the country in general, the state, whoever it may be, say that it's okay for the kids to go back to school next month, right, in August, but they still releasing inmates. So, is because of the COVID, we're not going to have you come back in to the jail or the prison. But it's okay for the kids to go back to school.
Hey, but did you see what they was just talking about when it came down to those detainees, the Northern Kingdom? They ain't releasing them. They keeping them in the prison 3 hours a day. 20, like no running water. You can't clean yourself. You can't wash your clothes.
That's
We
right.
want you to catch. We want you to die and catch other kind of infections and diseases. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like they're moving on.
No, man. These people is crazy, man.
Hey, yo, shalom, Adawan Yaradan. Shalom, Sierra Blank, shalom. All the brothers and sisters who I miss, shalom. Welcome to the show. I don't know what's going on today. It's not a lot of people on. Hey, but we still gonna move in the spirit, man.
Yeah,
Still
definitely.
gonna preach Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to the chariots fly, man.
To the chariots fly. Man, that sound like your hype man.
Hey, come on, let's finish out this. This dude is talking about how the people who are working in the medical field, and I know we got a couple of brothers in the camp, and I know the my sister Jetta, she's in the medical field, and a couple of y'all probably work in the medical field. He's saying that people are not getting infected, you know what I'm saying? But the stats is showing otherwise. Go ahead, finish that out. Baba Kashar.
Emotions. They engage in social distancing. They wear facial covering. They use good personal hygiene.
In fact, as many as 768 healthcare workers have died from COVID-19, according to a count by The Guardian and Kaiser Health News. Some 95,000 healthcare workers have also tested positive for the virus.
I kind of can speak to that because I work at a hospital too, and from what I see, there isn't any employees that have been getting sick at all.
There isn't?
No. No, not at all.
So everybody been staying healthy.
Everybody been staying healthy, I guess. Washing, their hands, doing whatever they got to do to make sure they don't get it. And the funny thing is, they only wear masks when people come into the hospital. They don't be wearing them all the time. I work in the ER, so it's yeah.
Hey, that's deep.
Yeah.
What are y'all seeing in the chat? Are y'all seeing that? People work in the medical field, are y'all seeing that? Are y'all seeing people getting sick? I know this brother out there in California in the Bay. I don't know what's going on the East Coast. I'm not in the hospitals. We got the brother Yaqub might come on a little later, and I know he works in the hospitals. He can kind of speak to that. But at the same time, regardless of if that's the case, I still want brothers and sisters to be safe, man. And that's why we talking about this, because our people are getting hit with it, more than them.
Mm-hmm.
We bring this out almost every show.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? It's our people first and foremost that's getting hit with these diseases. Probably a lot of the time is due to our predisposed ailments of our heart disease, our diabetes, things that we've been dealing with in the past. That's just finally catching up to us. But regardless, it's our people that's out there getting hit the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sister Casey. The object is for them to exterminate Israel. That's their objective. Their objective was to keep us away from our God. They've done a great job doing that because our people are lost. Our people are really, truly lost, man. I mean, we can preach at them. We can, I kind of want to just knock them upside their head and drag them to the altar and tell them, repent. You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't on the video, they don't want to see it, read it, nothing. They don't want to read. They don't want to do nothing, man. If it ain't on YouTube or World Star, they ain't trying to hear it.
Hey, the brother T. Sellers said he has a have a sister friend that is sick there in Atlanta that works in the hospital there now. Hey, you know, me and my wife was talking about this earlier. You know, it's kind of it might be like a predisposed type of situation. Like not predisposed, but it affects certain people, or maybe you have a something in you that it attracts. I don't know, because how many people then got the disease and got healed from it, and then got it again, and then got healed again. And then somebody, it's a sister in here. Actually, I was going to show her video. It's a sister caught it one time, and she's damn near in the hospice on her deathbed.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? 24-year-old sister, relatively healthy sister.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Ah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Matter of fact, you want to there's a lot of things to talk about here. Let's go to the let's go down to the people throwing COVID parties. So that's what they're doing now. You know, they're having parties and they're coming together to try to get this COVID-19 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's a lot of times that's an Esau thing, but our people want to be like Esau. Our people want to be around them. We envy our oppressors.
That's right.
So a lot of times that same vibe, that same feeling be right up with our group of people. If they want to eat pig, we want to eat pig. You got to click that at the bottom. God, and don't forget to open it up too.
Yeah.
COVID clusters that have been linked to parties in both New York and Alabama. Allegations that college students, are you ready for this, are intentionally trying to get sick, even gambling on who gets the virus first. Ariel Reshef is in Rockland County, New York, with the latest on this for us. Good morning, Ariel.
Hey, good morning to you, Robin. Those allegations are shocking. Officials say that those parties are causing hotspots like the one here in Rockland County, as more and more young people may be contracting and spreading this virus.
This morning, officials with an urgent warning after they say college students allegedly held COVID parties, knowingly attending gatherings with infected guests.
College kids are having COVID parties where they're getting tickets, they're buying tickets to come to the party. And then they will invite a couple of students that have tested positive for COVID. So if you are the first person that tests positive for COVID, then you win the money.
State officials confirming that students intentionally may have spread the virus around Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and now possibly the state.
Not only did the doctor's offices help confirm it, but the state confirmed they had also had the same information.
In Rockland County, New York, at least 8 confirmed cases allegedly linked to a house party full of 20-year-olds in a suburb of New York City.
It's a very uncaring attitude toward the rest of society.
Authorities say the host of the party was already symptomatic during the event, and there were at least 2 other parties with guests in common. And now officials say some of those at the party are not cooperating with contact tracers.
I don't have to speak with you. Don't call me again. I will not tell you anything. Or I was not at the party. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. I was not there and I'm not going to speak.
Authorities issuing subpoenas to 9 people with possible $2,000 per day fines for non-compliance.
We are deadly serious. I will not allow to have the health of our county compromised.
It comes ahead of a holiday weekend as cases among young people are rising in many areas across the country.
And officials are calling those parties both reckless and dangerous. They are urging, especially as we head into the holiday weekend, that young people abide by the CDC guidelines. Of course, that means hand hygiene, social distancing, and wearing a mask when possible.
Gambling on who catches the virus. Unbelievable. Ariel, thank you so much.
Yo, that's some Esau, Amalek stuff right there. Like, why would you do that? What kind of stuff is that? Hey, Shalom, Adawan Kanal. Shalom. Yeah, I know that's right up your alley. That's where you from, right? Rockland? Yeah, that's from around your way. They doing wickedness, man. They doing wickedness. Like, what is that? And the ill thing about it is, see, I'm more concerned about our people. Because our people like to follow that madness.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With these crazy challenges and stuff. The stuff don't even make no sense. Stuff doesn't even make no sense, man.
Hey, quick precept. It says, Proverbs 3:31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. This is something that our oppressor would do. You know, this is something that this is not our culture. That's not our culture to be trying to have sick parties, have COVID parties. You know what I'm saying? That's not our culture to be living like them. You know what I'm saying? But we want to be like them so bad. You know, it's a sickening thing, man.
Come. So what we got? What we got going on next? Let's see.
Hey, let's go to that sister. I want to come back up to the one right before that next. Let's go to the sister, young sister on a deathbed. Let's go to that one because this sister ended up coming to a birthday party, and it's crazy. I was just teaching the brothers the other day why we shouldn't be celebrating birthdays. You know why we shouldn't be celebrating these folly days, the 4th of July and things of that, 4th of July, as Elder Eliel like to say, and things of that nature. We shouldn't be doing it. The Most High didn't give us those days to celebrate. You know, He gave us certain days and He hallowed it, and every other day is a regular day. You know, but what do we want to do? We want to envy the heathen. We want to be like the heathen so bad. You know, we want to, like when we was in when the Greeks came through, we wanted to be part of the Greeks. We wanted to be part of the Romans. We was at camp this last Saturday, and a brother came through waving the American flag, running down the street while Adawan Akarab was teaching. Matter of fact, Shalom Adawan Akarab. Hey, listen, he just talked about the Patreon. Anybody interested, join up on the Patreon. You know, he got some good content on it. We got some good content on that channel.
Exclusive.
Said
exclusive stuff.
Exclusive stuff for our camp. Hey, yeah, but like I said, man, a brother came through last week swinging that American flag around, looking up to the sky like he praying to God for America. What was that about? Like, man, listen. Every time in the scriptures you deal with a birthday, not saying you talking about a birth, because people like to talk about the birth of Christ, birth of Mashiach. We understand that. But when you're dealing with a birthday or celebration of a birthday, it always leads to somebody's death. It's always like a precursor to somebody dying. You know, what you want to say, bro?
Say it again.
What you wanted to say?
Oh no, I was just getting ready to shoot this video. Can you see it? Can you see the screen?
You gotta press it at the bottom. Can you see at the bottom? Anytime you just took it off.
Oh, okay.
Anytime you do, you gotta press it at the bottom so you can show it. You gotta put it back now. Can you do it?
See it?
Yeah, I can see it. Can you? Yeah, never mind. I got it. There you go. There you go.
All right.
I gotta teach you how to do the IT stuff. You're the IT guy.
Oh shoot!
Hey, don't forget to open your video up.
Yeah, come on, hold on. Let me start it over.
Final goodbye as her daughter dies of COVID-19.
The 24-year-old was visiting Atlanta from Memphis, Tennessee to celebrate a friend's birthday, but she started to feel sick. Now her mother tells us she is in hospice care.
Most cases of the virus are in people aged 18 to 29 here in Georgia. Fox 5's Janice Yu spoke with the mother about the nightmare her family is living tonight.
Lamisha Polk's mother is understandably heartbroken and very emotional. When I talked to her earlier, she had just learned her daughter just had a few hours left to live.
Dying as we talk, as we don't instead of do.
25 days ago, Lamisha Polk was a healthy 24-year-old. In less than a month, her body has started shutting down. Heart failure, brain damage, blood clots, and failing organs, all effects of the coronavirus.
I can't explain it. My baby go for me. She has never been hospitalized for anything.
Lamisha's mother says she came to Atlanta from Memphis with others to celebrate a friend's birthday, but she never even made it out to celebrate. She started feeling sick as soon as she got to Atlanta, and 3 days later, she went to the emergency room and tested positive for COVID-19.
They moved her to the COVID room. But now, I was FaceTiming her the whole time, you know. She was still using the bathroom, she was still throwing up, but she was still able to talk to me.
The next day, she got a troubling call as she was driving to Atlanta.
Her eyes were kind of sunk back in her head, and she said, Mom, I want to come home. I said, what's wrong with your eyes? And I said, well, I got your little goddaughter back here in the back. She said, hey, Nana, and the phone hung up.
The next call she received was from the doctor, saying Lamisha's heart had stopped beating for 4 minutes. She went into surgery but never woke back up. Lamisha is now on day 5 of hospice care as her family prepares to say goodbye.
She only has hours left.
She says it's a nightmare caused by a deadly virus that should not be taken lightly.
If they know what my baby has went through, if they can see how she looks now from the pictures that you see, if they can see how she looks now, what this virus has did to her.
Hey, I feel her. I feel her.
New job as a medical assistant not too long ago, and her health insurance.
Hey, I feel that, sister, man. Yeah, because that could be your daughter, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? That could be, your sister or your mother or somebody that's really close to you. I still look what the sister went to go do, though. I mean, I understand that she didn't have the knowledge of the truth, and maybe she didn't, maybe she did. I don't really know, but I know that I didn't have the knowledge of the truth at one point. But the sister was going to celebrate a birthday. You know what I'm saying? And end up being possibly a death sentence for herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doing something that the scriptures tell you not to do. Well, I don't want to say scriptures tell you not to do, but every evidence in every instance in the scriptures, it tells you that you shouldn't be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if this is not your foundation, it's so easy for you to fall off a cliff. It's so easy for you to fall to your death, man.
There was a scripture that you were talking about. Well, you brought out a whole video talking about why we shouldn't celebrate birthdays.
I did.
And exactly what you said in the video, it's happening real time. Every time it was talk about a birthday, somebody died.
Every time.
Every time.
John the Baptist got his head cut off after a birthday. It's a lot of instances. A brother brought out a scripture, Leviticus 18:3. It says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. So the ways of these people, because we're in Egypt, this is modern day Egypt for those who don't know. The ways of this land that tell you that you should be celebrating Christmas, that you should be celebrating Thanksgiving, that you should be celebrating your birthday. These ways are the ways of death. In the book of Proverbs, it says it's ways that seem that's right to a man, but they're a way of death. Hey, man, we have to understand this, man. That's why it's so important to get into the scriptures, man, and learn. That's why it's so important to get yourself a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to bring anything else about this subject, but I want to go back to the video that's right before this.
The Florida top 200,000?
No, young people should be worried.
Let's see. Oh, okay, come.
You know, because they tell you. I heard your boy Trump say, you know, if you young, you shouldn't be worried about COVID. Hey, Shalom, Araya, Shalom. I'm gonna get you up on the show soon, man. Gotta put in some work. I'm gonna get you right up on the show. That's a strong brother in the camp, man.
Go ahead and push the button so you can. I don't know why it's not working on my end. There we go. See that?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
Just open it up too. Don't forget to open it up.
So this is the thing. Before COVID-19 was ever a thing, the United States is becoming progressively less and less healthy. And part of that is because young people are becoming less and less healthy. This is the first generation that it is projected will not outlive their parents in terms of life expectancy. That's because of high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, things we used to see in older people. These are the comorbidities that unfortunately do not go well with COVID. So while the great majority of younger people will do okay, more and more will not because they have these comorbidities. And more importantly, they will take it home to their mom, their dad, their grandparents who will not do well. So yes, if you're younger, you may not die, but you can still become ill. You can die, but you can also be a danger to people around you. And that's what people just aren't getting.
And again, when we start breaking down these numbers, when you start looking at really what's happening here, hospital beds are filling up like crazy in Florida, Miami, and in Houston. Doctors are saying we simply don't have enough beds. And then when you hear people say, hey, if you're young, it's all good. You can pretty much, you're not going to die from it. But the reality is here. We're seeing these stories of people with significant health issues, diminished lung capacity, the inability to do a lot of things they did beforehand. So explain to people the after effects, that even if you survive COVID-19, what your life may very well be like.
And this is the thing, because this is new, we do not know. We're pretending like this is just a cold. You get over it and you're going to be fine. There have been multiple case studies out of China, out of Italy, of people that have quote unquote recovered, but they still have long-standing lung issues. There have even been cases of people that need lung transplants. So we just don't know what the long-term effects are going to be. And again, this is a disease that affects your entire body, your blood vessels. It causes inflammation. So, this could be something that down the line increases the risk of heart disease, heart attack, stroke. We just don't know. So it is way too early to tell people, it's like a little cold, you'll get over it, you'll do fine. We have case studies showing that's not the case. And I'm thinking as time goes on, we're going to see more and more. So absolutely not the advice to listen to.
Do you think that we are getting higher numbers because it's actually happening, or are we getting higher numbers because they want us to think that the blacks and Hispanics are getting it more than everybody else?
I think we are predisposed to other illnesses. I think it's easy to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can sit there and go through my family tree and go through people who have heart issues. You know what I'm saying? Who have diabetes, who have certain illnesses that makes this particular disease a little bit more hurtful to those who have those type of things. So I mean, I can see it. And if you think spiritually, you know what I'm saying, we know that the Most High is still punishing us. We still got to go through the fire. We are the ones that have to be refined. And brothers and sisters might not realize this, but all of these things are part of our refinement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got to go through all of that. And on top of all of that, we still dealing with the curses that a lot of people be forgetting about. Shalom, Mark. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Yahaba Shem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua
Barakatam.
Hey, in the curses in Deuteronomy 28, it says 28 and 27 says the Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt and with the emerods and with a scab and with the itch whereof thou canst not be healed. Like these are sicknesses and things that there's no healing from. Like we still got to deal with that. Even down in 36, it says the Lord shall bring thee in that. No, it's not 36. Slakia. What's the other one?
21.
21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee. until ye have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. Hey, that pestilence is cleaving onto us, isn't it?
Come
on. I mean, we understand. We understand. You can look at these scriptures multiple ways, but man, these diseases is on our people, man.
Mm-hmm. The reason I say that is because, like, if you notice, so at first you didn't really hear too much. It wasn't like race. They didn't bring out the races of the people that was getting it, right? But then all of a sudden you hear, oh, blacks and Hispanics are getting it more, and then all of a sudden you hear about Bill Gates talking about, oh, I want to the blacks should get the vaccine first, or the Hispanics should get the vaccine first. So what I'm saying is that maybe there's a correlation there somehow. You know what I mean?
You know, they test things on us. What did they do? What did they do with the syphilis?
Yeah,
and other diseases. They tested it on our people first. Not even just black. You know, some of the Tuskegee experiments and other situations like that. We know that they tested it on us. But I don't know if y'all ever heard of down in I don't know if it's Venezuela or was it Brazil, but there's this Northern Kingdom country that they tested those things on them too, on syphilis, and they let them go for like 40, 50 years. Them just getting sick and just monitoring what this disease is doing to them.
That's right.
I think I heard they had the cure for AIDS a long time ago. And they was just injecting people in Africa. They got some of those Edomite doctors, or what do they call them? Those people who go and they try to help people. What do they call them? They call them helping them. Missionaries. Yeah, some of them was actually injecting people in Africa with the AIDS virus.
That's crazy.
Man, the border of wickedness is a wide border, man. They're deep in their wickedness, man, in their inventions.
Hey, Salakia. Even now at the hospital, you'll find somebody, that's gay, right? Because they get the AIDS the most, of HIV. They'll be taking the AIDS medication already to try to prevent it. Like we'll ask them, like, why are you taking this medicine? Just to prevent HIV. Well, this is an HIV medicine. You don't have HIV. Well, I just want to take it to prevent it because I know the risk. That don't make no sense, man.
And they still go out there and do whatever they do.
Should make no sense.
Hey, Shalom, Sakari, Toronto. Iran, Shalom. Another brother. Ben Samuel, Shalom, Shalom. Andrew Robbins, Shalom. Shalom to all y'all who joining us, participating in the chat. Hey, bring them precepts out. Whenever you can, bring them precepts out. We're going to try to read them for you if we can. Did you see what you was talking about earlier, Yaquab? Brothers, I wanted to bring that point back up, talking about how is the hospitals and medical staff doing with the sickness? Like, are they getting sick?
Go ahead, finish.
That's the question. Are they getting sick or are they just totally safe now?
Nah, some are I work firsthand in the hospital, in the ER with it. So it comes directly to my face, and we having people getting sick. Like, even today, I was looking around at, my coworkers, and they coughing. Like, I don't know why I have this cough. It's not COVID, though, but I just got this lingering cough. I'm like, nah, you got that COVID. Like, man, you think it's a game? I ain't gonna lie either. Today was the worst day I ever had in that hospital. Yo, we saw over 70 patients. Yo, about 80% was COVID.
Wow.
Real talk. Like, coming through, no nonstop, like a revolving door, COVID.
Wow.
Our people. It was a few Edomites, but it was a majority Hispanics, Latinos, and so-called blacks, man. Our people just flooding through there, man. And then my hospital, I don't know what they got them doing. They got them now. We took away all COVID preventions. So first we had the tent. They took the tents down. Then we had sections blocked off for COVID. They took all the blockades off. Then they had seat section where you sit 6 feet apart. They took everything down today. Today, everything. Now we got COVID patients sitting with regular patients. It's crazy, man.
You know, these the hospitals, for every case of COVID that they report, they get paid for it.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, man.
You know.
Yo, that's sickening, man. That they making money like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's what they was doing even before COVID. They every which way they could try to make a dollar. They was making that dollar.
Well, I mean, that's everything from school to the hospitals to whatever.
It's all a business.
Yeah, it's all a business.
Especially you got them for-profit hospitals too. They need that money. They need that money, man.
Hey, so I'm glad you came on, Yaquab, man. Hey, because you were in the hospital. Matter of fact, both of y'all are. You and Shafar are both in the hospital. Like I was saying earlier, we got some sisters, we got some brothers that work in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel? Because we about to go into Trump now trying to open or order all the schools to be reopened. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel about that? We going as soon as we finish with y'all, we're gonna drop that video.
Go ahead, Yaquab. Go ahead.
Man, I don't agree. I feel like it's gonna run rampage through the schools, man, like rampage, because it's gonna be a lot of little kids that don't know, and it's gonna be affecting the adults. Like even today, like in my hospital, I work in Gwinnett County. Gwinnett County has the highest rate of COVID-19 patients in Georgia. I think they said we had almost 10,000 today, and the day is not even over with. So opening up schools in Gwinnett County wouldn't even make sense. That's against logic. And then the people that's getting it is between 18 and 29. But however, in my hospital, I've seen little kids get it. I've seen families come in and a little kid has got COVID. A 12-year-old got COVID. They have minor symptoms, but the parents be the ones having the major symptoms. So bringing all them kids back together, and they say they're gonna try to. Cause I be listening to some nurses talk about how they're gonna do it. They want to have the little kids wear masks. How you gonna get a 8-year-old, 7-year-old to wear a mask all day?
All day.
Keep it on that face all day.
That's what I was about to say. You know, my youngest one, she can barely sit down for 2 minutes, man. Ain't no way in hell she gonna put on a mask all day. And then out here, they talking about having like split days.
Yeah, kind of.
Where a kid will come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to like 12 o'clock. But they're not thinking about the parents. You know what I'm saying? Because I might be at work. You know, my wife got to work. These people they're not thinking about the parents and how it's going to shift everything. You know, it's funny.
Bring up that video when you get a chance.
Where's that?
I need his email.
Okay, Con.
Yeah, Con, I forgot. We got another brother in medical field too. He might be share some light on some things. We're gonna get that while brothers showing y'all this video.
Click the thing. It's not. I don't know why it's not working over here. You see it?
Yeah, Con.
The Trump administration is continuing to push for public schools to reopen in the fall, despite concerns from educators and public health officials. On Wednesday, President Trump lashed out at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, saying the CDC's guidelines on safely reopening schools was, quote, very tough and expensive.
So what we want to do is we want to get our schools open. We want to get them open quickly, beautifully in the fall. And as you know, this is a disease. It's a horrible disease, but young people do extraordinarily well. And we hope that most schools are going to be open. We don't want people to make political statements or do it for political reasons. I think it's going to be good for them politically, so they keep the schools closed. No way. So we're very much going to put pressure on governors and everybody else to open the schools, to get them open. And it's very important. It's very important for our country. It's very important for the well-being of the student and the parents. So we're going to be putting a lot of pressure on open these schools in the fall.
Hours later, the CDC announced it would revise its guidelines, which call for staggered scheduling, new seating arrangements to encourage social distancing, the use of face coverings, and the closing of communal spaces. Trump also threatened to cut off funding for schools that do not reopen.
Pushing for schools to reopen, President Trump is already turning to heavy-handed tactics, threatening to cut funding to reluctant schools and dismissing some of his administration's experts. So,
hey, that's how you know this is a business scam, man. And Esau is only about his coins, man. Yeah. Yo, he said, if you don't open the school, I'm cutting your funding, man.
It's all about business.
That's all it's about, man.
Hey, Shalakia, isn't that the same tactics they do when they beefing with other countries?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What do they call it? I can't think of it. So it's the word is on my what do they call it, y'all? When they like they did to Iran, they did to Venezuela.
I know what you're talking about. Basically, when they take all their supplies and everything, like they
resources. Tariffs, but there's another word. Like an oracle for the Most High, but there's another word. They tariff. Damn. They sometimes don't even let you get your own money. Sanctions.
Sanctions. They set sanctions, kind of.
Sanctions. They quit to sanction a country, and what do they already? It's like it sounds like we're not going to give you money if you don't open up the school. I'm gonna sanction your school. That's kind of like a similar thing. Like I'm not going to allow you to get the same funding. Now what you doing, Shaquat? I'm not going to allow you to get the same. What you doing, bro?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't finish that video. Going too fast. I'm not going to allow you to get the same funding. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do exactly what I tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? If you don't open it up and possibly expose your children to all types of illnesses, Israel, it really might be time if we can. It really might be time to start thinking about homeschooling your kids.
Hey man, that's a great idea.
That's a good idea.
I mean, if you can, everybody can't do that, and I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
I just don't have the patience for it, man. There ain't no way I can
have the patience for it.
I ain't got the patience for it, man.
Hey, but they have programs. They have online programs. Like I'm doing that with my son. You know what I'm saying? There's an online program that he goes into. He gets on his computer every day, and he can follow the program. And you add to it. You add books to read. And you give him book reports. You know what I'm saying? You contribute into that. My wife is tries to be hands-on as much as she can with his learning. You know what I'm saying? I try to get him to read when I can. I'm not saying that everybody can do that. I'm just saying that if you can, you know what I'm saying? Like let's try to get away from Esau teaching our kids by themselves. Like, we kind of need to teach our kids the Bible anyway. Like, so let's throw some math and our story into that, some true history into those lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
Hey, I agree, because going back to school with this COVID running rampage, man, and just what are they going to teach now, man? All these black killings, like, what we teaching now? What y'all really going to teach, man? We know it's live on camera now what y'all doing to the people, man. The kids is the first ones seeing it. They know COVID is running rampage. You're going to have some dirty eating. I can't imagine a high school, man. Just in high school, they play too much, man. People gonna be coughing and sneezing on each other just for jokes and giggles. Nah, man. Nah, that ain't wise, man. I'm with you. If Israel can afford it, I would say try to homeschool your kids if you can afford it, man. And if you got the patience, like Shaquat said.
I mean, look at it, and I don't want to dwell on this too much longer. I was trying to see if the brother was going to join us. So
he said about 5 minutes.
Okay. You know, they have drag queen arena time in their schools. I mean, they're teaching you that it's okay to be a sodomite. They're teaching you what's contrary to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you want your kids even exposed to those type of things? I mean, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we got no choice. I understand totally. Listen, I went to school. You know what I'm saying? I went to public school, but it wasn't having sodomites teaching me that it's okay to be a. It's okay to choose my gender at third grade, second grade. It's okay if you want to be, and they're going to tell the parents of the child, well, your son wants to be a girl, and you just didn't know it. He doesn't want to tell you. What are you talking about? My son is a boy.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, it's crazy. Today, I'm working in the ER, and this Edomite lady and her son come up. Now, you can tell this was a boy, right? A little boy. You can straight tell, right? But he had long hair. So she said, "Oh, my daughter messed up her ankle." And I said, "Oh, what's your daughter's name?" And she said, Jamie. Yeah, Jamie. And I'm like, I kind of give her the stink eye, right? She's like, I said, I didn't want to be rude, you know what I mean, while I'm at work, but I'm like, you sure that's a girl? Oh yeah, it's a girl. It's a girl.
That's crazy.
I'm just looking like, nah, that's a boy. I know that's a boy, you know. But yeah, talking, you know, going over that, but they doing that, man. They having they raising their kids to be boys when they girls or vice versa. You know what I mean? I see it all the time out here, especially in San Francisco. Oh, I see it all the time.
It's crazy, man. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, I be having situations like that too. I ain't gonna lie, that's the most confusing situation when a patient walk in and they ID say male,
right,
but they identify and talking like a female and they telling you I'm a female. That's confusion. I gotta go to the back like, yo, man, what I put for this? What the ID said, what he telling me? What I do?
Shoot.
It's confusion, man.
Hey, Slakia, the book of Job 15 and 16 says, how much more abominable and filthy is man which drinketh iniquity like water? Like, how much more abominable and filthy have you become, man, when you want to constantly drink on these iniquities of this world? You want to constantly be, and then teach the kids to be a sodomite. Teach your kids that you can be anything that you want to be. No, Most High made you one way, man. He made you a woman. He made you a man. You know what I'm saying? A man and a man cannot reproduce children. A woman and a woman cannot reproduce children. And what does the Most High say? Be fruitful and multiply. So what does it profit our nation? That's why I told brothers, man, that's one of the most selfish things you could ever do. You know what I'm saying? How is it helping our nation? Like, it was despicable. I don't even want to dwell on that too much, but you know, I know Yaquab, you looking for something.
Hey,
But
I think I got some. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 7 and 29. Let me see. Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions, man. So Most High made man upright, man. Not no faggot, not no woman and lesbian. Upright.
That's
but
right.
men have sought out their own inventions, man. Own inventions, man. That's going off, man, all the way.
What's going on? Here's the brother right here. Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. I got the mask on.
Yeah, he girded it up right now.
Give me a minute, I gotta change that right quick.
Shalom,
Hey, that's how it be though, for real, just like that.
Hey, this is one of our soldiers, Soldier Jonathan. As you can see, he working in the hospital.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, Khan.
All right, Shalom, everybody. I had to change my mask up because you really can't hear with this Bane mask on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
Man.
I don't know
Now
if you
y'all
heard
better.
what we was talking about earlier.
Yeah, I heard what y'all brothers was talking about. I heard what you brothers was talking about.
Okay.
Um,
We was asking Yakwa about the conditions of our, you know what I'm saying, our health workers in the hospitals and the COVID in general. So if you could shed some light on that.
well, it kind of depends on, you know, the type of place that you work for. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, all the hospitals going to cheat the employees out of money. Because one thing that came into effect, well, a couple of my colleagues at some of the facilities, they're claiming that they have to do pay freezes, and they're freezing people's pays for the next 2 years because of all the money that they spend on treating patients with the COVID. Okay, that would make sense. But one thing that this devil did while he was in office is he signed a bill called the CARES Act. And under this CARES Act, if you got any condition related to COVID or you come into the hospital for any COVID diagnosis, the government under Medicare and Medicaid is going to be paying for it. So how are you crying broke and you just got a key to the bank? Because like you said, it's money getting made off these COVID patients. And it's not because of the exact COVID, it's because of how sick they are or how much care goes into treating them. So they're going to get the money regardless. And one thing the government didn't want, which would increase the spread, was people not going to the hospital because they don't feel they can pay for it. So what happening is now the hospitals got a key to the bank, but then they go into their people and claiming poverty. And then on top of that, you know how it is with the Edomite economic system. We're gonna try to work you into your bones and give you as little as possible. And then you know that's also what's happening too.
Yeah, we was
I'm at work. Huh?
We was bringing out about a week or two ago about how some of these hospitals are paying the heads bonuses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The money's not trickling down.
No. See, that goes with any other business. Like for example, in 2008, when the housing market crashed, and Bush gave the different financial entities money to sustain their businesses to keep the American economy going. AIG was paying out multiple millions of dollars in bonuses so CEOs can remodel their offices. You know what I mean? So that's something they always been doing. You know what I mean? They not the people that's actually making the money for the hospital ain't gonna really get anything. And the people that just basically are just kind of running it and ain't really doing nothing from their office, they always gonna get everything.
Man, y'all got some questions?
Yeah. Hey, what's the scenery like in that? Cause I know you in the ICU, so you have a different insight than the ER version of it.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I mean, we fighting a losing battle. You know, more. You know, just as many people come through the door as many people is coming in. And a lot of this stuff ain't really from. In the beginning, it was like, you know, people was just getting sick from like, you know, okay, I got sick. Now this stuff, people got sick from just being bored from quarantine. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I treated a guy who's 9 times out of 10, he's going to probably pass away. He got bored, got a house somewhere in Maryland through Airbnb to throw a party, ended up catching the COVID at the party he threw. And now I'm pretty sure he's going to be with the Father soon enough. All because he wanted to throw a party.
That's how it is.
You know what I mean? So, you know, if people was to maintain their discipline and to stay in the house, you know, this thing wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, you got Trump out here trying to pull the greatest move, as they're saying, is that Esau pulled the greatest move by convincing people the devil didn't exist. They out here trying to convince people now that COVID don't exist. Stop getting tested and it won't be so many things going on. Oh, it's just this and that. And you know, and I did see the video about what the brother was saying. One thing that he is saying is right. Once you catch the COVID and you recover, there's no telling the lingering effects that it's going to have on your body because it's a new virus out here. You see what I mean? So you got people who's recovered, because we have a COVID clinic too. So let's say if you covered, you know, we want to do the testing with the follow up and the antibodies and different things like that. because they take where I'm at epidemiology very seriously. So they got a COVID clinic, and people are still complaining of basically having some of the same symptoms off and on, even 6 and 7 weeks after recovery. You know what I mean? So the best thing about, best thing to prevent the COVID is just to not get it. And the only way you can not get it is by, see, this is the thing about the mask. The mask don't protect you from getting it. It protects you from giving it. You see what I mean? So some people wear masks and it gives them a false sense of security. The mask is so if you got it, you won't give it to the next person. The biggest thing to prevent the COVID is, self-isolation and minimizing your contact as much as people and making sure you maintaining good hygiene.
Hey, I got a precept for you too, for what you're saying. Exact precept. Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, and we already know who the Most High's people is, Israel. Enter thou into thy chamber, meaning your house, and shut thy door about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation pass over, man. That's what we got to do.
And then the way we're treating the COVID, some people's getting there's 3 different type of treatments that's going on. Some people are getting steroids to reduce their body's own response to the COVID, because your body's own immune response can actually take you out too. Because the immune system isn't designed to keep you healthy. Really, it's designed to win at all costs. And if that cost means your well-being, it got to win, because that's the way the Most High designed it, is to be very, very aggressive. Secondly, what we're also doing is just treating people with just vitamins, because a lot of people, they have very poor diets, the foods is bad, GMOs and everything like that. So basically, when they get sick, they don't have a good vitamin mineral reserve. So we're giving them vitamins and minerals. And some people, depending on what type of pneumonia you got, whether it's bacterial or viral, we even treat you with just aggressive IV fluids, because when they say you're sick, you got a virus, drink plenty of fluids. So we're doing that, and then we're also giving people antibiotics if they have pneumonia, because one thing that's also about the COVID is that if you got pre-existing conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, anything like that, it can drive those symptoms it can drive those comorbidities into whack. So then, we also got to treat those too along with the COVID. So, it's almost like, you're dealing with a very tricky puzzle when you're dealing with the patients who have COVID, because you got to figure out, is it their conditions messing them up, or is it the COVID messing them up? Or is it the COVID messing them up, or is it their immune response messing them up? You see what I mean? This is why a lot of older people are exactly dying, is because it's not from the COVID. Is that they're not young enough to survive the immune response that their body is given to fight the COVID.
Hey, Shalakia, is it that the same kind of reasons why our people are more affected than any other nationalities?
Well, our people are more affected. The Black Hispanic people are more affected for 2 reasons. It's because we have a lot of pre-existing conditions such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes, diseases of that nature that's pretty frequent in our community. And secondly, through these curses, we work these lower tier jobs now has been deemed essential. You see what I mean? So a lot of our brothers and sisters are working in supermarkets. They're working in these Amazon plants. They're working in these fast foods. So you're dealing with these heathens that sneezing on their hand and not washing their hands, and then they giving you your money, giving them their money. You see what I mean? And they bring it back to the house. Now, statistics teaches us is that if after a while, if you keep getting exposed to 20, 50 people a day, whatever job that you do, and we're in a pandemic, eventually you're going to get exposed to this pathogen. You see what I mean? So a lot of these other nationalities, they have the luxury to have jobs where they got offices and different things like that, and they can be off for 2 or 3 months and get checks sent home. For our people, a lot of our people, we live check to check. So if we don't work, we not going to be able to survive. So we got to get back to work. And then a lot of our people, we work the real blue collar jobs. Like I said, working in a supermarket, working in fast food, working in these warehouses, working for Amazon. So that increases our chances of catching the COVID more so than anybody else, due to our social economics and due to our predisposed health issues.
I was just looking about that, man, and not to just change subjects, but a lot of the economy dealing with our people, you know what I'm saying, unemployment and things of that nature is because we working in those industries also, and they're the first ones to get fired, the first ones to get let go when this stuff is happening, man. I mean, it seems like a conspiracy in some ways. Like it's always us. It always affects our bottom line. It affects our health. It affects, you know what I'm saying, us.
Well,
In a
one thing that
scale
you
that's
did touch on that was important, was that, you know, even though the Most High dealing with the world, he dealing with us too. He still ain't stopped dealing with us. You know what I mean? So even though this stuff that comes to, you know, the stuff that comes to destroy the heathen may not destroy us, but it will still chastise us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You brothers out there risking your health and your well-being every Sabbath to go out there and give people the word, and they still giving you people the fifth degree. And you wonder why the COVID ain't go nowhere. If you listen to the prophets, maybe the COVID go away. I don't know.
Hey.
You know, so. But let me just say this one time, or let me just say this before I go. Now, if you do end up getting infected with the COVID, because a lot of people get infected and they start having anxiety issues, it's not a death sentence unless you have a whole bunch of predisposed conditions. You know, the only time you really should go to the hospital, because you actually put yourself more at risk of getting sicker if you don't have serious condition, if you have mild conditions. So let's say if you just got a headache and a fever and your stomach is hurting, then, you know, just stay home and quarantine yourself. But, you know, if you start having breathing problems, or if you're throwing up or having diarrhea very bad, you haven't eaten in a few days, then, you know, you come to the hospital. But if you have mild symptoms to moderate symptoms, just stay home, because you coming to the hospital is going to put you at risk of getting another infection like pneumonia or something.
Hey, and it's crazy because our nurses is actually saying that, right? So we'll have a patient come check in, and they'll say, well, has there been a lot of COVID? And we'll say, well, we can't really say that information. And then they'll walk away, and then the nurses say something like, well, if they don't got COVID, if they don't got it now, they probably gonna get it because it's in here. It's live in effect right here.
I heard that
as soon as you walk in here.
Right. And the thing about it is that, you know, the hospitals can do what they can from a sanitary standpoint, but, you know, everybody got the same points of entry, everybody got the same points of exit, and everybody uses the same elevators too. You see what I mean? Even the employees going to the regular floor and the COVID floor. So, you know, unless you really on top of your hand sanitation, on top of your personal sanitation like that, that's the only thing that's really going to help you too. And then making sure your personal immunity is boosted too. You know what I mean? You eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, you know, making sure you staying healthy yourself. The more healthy you are, the more chances you have to prevent it. And if you do catch it, the quicker your recovery can be. Because I took care of a young Northern Kingdom brother, was like 23 years old. He caught the COVID. He came to the hospital. He was out in less than 48 hours. He was good.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Swag, before you go, we were just showing a video of a sister, right, who went to a birthday party. I don't know if you've seen that in Atlanta, and she just got sick like that. Like, is there any?
I read that story. Yeah, I think she's like 24 years old.
Yeah,
Young girl.
Yeah. So my thing is what makes it attack certain people like that? Like put her in a hospice just like that, compared to somebody else who catches it 3 times.
Forgive me. I have to say this. Y'all brothers know I ain't got no cut cards. The sister was obese.
She's a big sister.
Sister was a big sister. And James, you know as well as I do that obesity is the first pre-existing condition or anything. A lot of the young people who's passing away, they have a measuring increment called body mass index that determines whether you're in shape or you're obese. A lot of the young people who's below the ages of 35 who's passing away, unless they got some crazy pre-exposed conditions that was undiagnosed. A lot of them have very high BMIs, which means that they're obese. And when you're obese, it causes your body to actually work harder. The blood pressure has to be higher to be able to give all the tissues and organs the blood that it needs. The heart has to work even harder. So now, on top of the work that we already got to do to sustain you, you got COVID now. And plus, you got to remember, this is not like 50 years ago when the air was cleaner, the food was cleaner, the water cleaner, everything damn near chemicaled up. So your general constitution ain't even as healthy as it was as your father was or your mother was. And then on top of that, you're already obese. Not to trying to say I'm shaming the system, but if it's a party, I remember when y'all brothers went out there to the brother memorial service. Brothers was out there smoking and drinking there. So if they out there partying, you don't know what type of illicit drugs is getting used. You see what I mean? So it's a lot of precipitating factors of that. Brothers and sisters should just take what happened with their sister and use that as a obviously if I just go outside, because you can't. You got to take care of your business. I understand that. You got to go out, pay your bills, groceries, do your thing for your family. I understand that. But unless it's really essential, if it's more so for just to have fun and pleasure reasons, then it ain't no need to go out. That sister would be alive if she ain't want to go to that party. So it's just that simple.
She didn't even make it to the party.
Oh, she didn't even make it to the party?
She didn't make it.
The pre-gaming got out of there.
You already know that.
The pre-gaming got out of there. You know what I mean? So, if people was a lot more careful and people would be a lot more disciplined, this thing could actually go away. But being that, this whole COVID thing has become political now. This is going to be a very lingering issue. And one of the things that we're discussing, I'll tell you this before I go, in our meetings at night and in the mornings, is about the fall. Because everybody's getting worried about, because what people don't understand, we're not in the second wave. We're still in the first wave. It's just that the numbers came down some and then shot back up. So when you start, James, you already know this term I'm about to use. When you start having higher highs and higher lows, we still trending up. It's till we start having lower highs and lower lows is that we're trending down. And if we start going into this first wave while going into the flu season, it's I can't even put words to it, the devastation it's going to do. But people tripping off of no football now. Imagine no football for 2 years.
They can't.
They're gonna go crazy, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't even think this NBA thing is going to work out. 3, 4, 5 players come test positive, that thing shut down. They just doing this for money.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
But I got to go ahead and get back to it. I just wanted to reach out to brothers. I haven't been able to see or talk to my brothers in a while because everything was going on. They got a brother out here doing 16-hour shifts like it's water.
Them 16.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you coming on the show, man, and stay safe, man.
Nah, brother, it's all good, man. I see all the work y'all brothers doing. I see you out here with the show, brother. I just wanted to show my love and appreciation to y'all. Let y'all know I'm always praying about y'all. I'm thinking about y'all all the time. I always talk to Adam to make sure everybody okay. And if anybody need anything, everybody got my number. They can hit me up. But I will be down there for the Feast of Tabernacles. I ain't COVID or no COVID. I'm out there.
God.
Well, let me go ahead and get back to it, brother. Y'all brothers be safe, all right?
Shalom.
Shalom.
Man, with this COVID stuff, it's going crazy how it is. People still losing their jobs and stuff, man. From my understanding, they about to cut the unemployment to out here you get your $450 a week plus an extra $600, from my understanding. So you can end up with like $4,000 a month, right? but they about to cut all that, I believe, at the end of this month. So with people still not working and everything, the unemployment rate is definitely going to hit us the hardest. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to hit us the hardest. We actually got a video on unemployment stuff. Let me share the screen real quick.
So we're 1.3.
Hey,
go ahead.
Hey, while you get that video, to continue that verse that I read for Jonathan about going back in your chambers. Right, look how Isaiah chapter 26 finishes it though. Like Isaiah 26:1. For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Slocky, what's 26 and 21.
Con, what I said?
You said, I think you said 26 and 1. Maybe I ain't hear you.
26, 21, con. Yo.
Okay, con.
He's sending out COVID angels, man, to destroy the inhabitants of the earth, man. All these plagues is just destroying the people, man.
Hey, you remember what happened after David numbered the people, man? 75,000. You know what I'm saying? In one swoop.
They can't. And then look at the situation. This how you know this is Egypt, man. Look how proud Trump is, man. Look how proud Trump is. Opening up the schools, go back out. COVID is not that bad. It's proud, man.
Pride go up before the fall, man. Hey, Thawada, Tiara, Thawada. There was somebody else who donated earlier too. Johnny Smith. Thawada, brother. Thawada, y'all, for donating to help and support the camp, you know. Go ahead, Shaquat, you got it.
Let's do it.
Unemployment report just out this morning is a huge surprise after the damage of the coronavirus pandemic. The Labor Department says the U.S. economy added 2.5 million jobs in the month of May, and the unemployment rate actually fell to 13.3%. This is a massive turnaround from the historic job losses recorded back in April. And CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger joins us. Jill, what happened?
Well, it is just a stunner, as you said. And what we know is that as parts of the economy opened up, some folks went back to work. Now, what's interesting about this is food and drinking establishments, 1.4 million jobs added, so more than half of this total. There is some worry that the report itself is not capturing the true picture of the labor market. In fact, in the Bureau of Labor Statistic notes at the bottom of the report, it says that part of that unemployment rate being down at 13% or so could be understating the issue. That's because we're relying on people to tell us whether they are out of work for other reasons or temporarily so. So the Labor Department actually says the unemployment rate, it could be as much as 3 percentage points higher, which would actually be up over 16%, obviously. What we know, about 20 million Americans have lost jobs as a result of the virus. It looks like April will be the peak month for job losses.
That certainly would be good news. We hope that the peak losses are receding. Yesterday, you and I were together and we talked about initial jobless claims that were, I think, 1.9 million in 1 week alone. So how big is the lag between this official report for the month of May and these weekly reports we've been covering every Thursday?
So the weekly report is last week. This monthly report takes place in the second week of May. So it's a survey week that occurs during the week when the 12th day of the month occurs. That's why some economists are quite dubious about the actual reporting numbers. Now, that said, a little bit of positive news.
Hey, we talked about this before. That number was fudged. The number in May, if y'all remember, we brought this out last week or a week or two before. It was like 3% higher. So the number was really like 16%.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shaquat, do me a favor, scroll down just a little bit. Can you? Yeah, I want to read that part, that section right there. What does it say? African American workers are suffering from the unemployment avalanche worse than their white counterparts. According to the nation's job report. We know that we are. We're catching it worse than anybody else. We just had 1.3 million people file for unemployment this week. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big downturn from what it was a couple of months ago. But at the same time, we still getting millions a week. Before the COVID, I was going over the stats. Before the COVID, it would be like 200,000.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? We in the millions every week. You know what I'm saying? People are still getting unemployment, and they really not focusing on our people as much.
Mm-mm. When do they ever?
When do they ever? The financial gap. Can we go to that video? The financial gap between them and us is astounding.
And
You know
it's
what I'm
crazy.
talking
Think.
Yeah,
Look at the
go ahead.
times we in. Look at the times we in. Can y'all hear me?
Come.
Yeah, come on, go ahead, Yaakov.
I said I was saying, look at the times we in, man. Like plague. You know, a lot of people losing their job, man. The only thing that can come next is a famine, man.
Hey, don't forget the sword. The sword been hitting.
Man. The sword been hitting hard, man. The only thing next that can come is a big famine, man.
Right.
And this flu season can be the beginning of it or the jump start of it, man. Because like how I said, we only in the beginning, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
it's gonna wax worse and worse.
I was looking at some of those countries in South Africa. Some of those countries in Africa, man, they starting their famine now, like actually physical food famine. Like they're really getting hit hard. They get shipments of bread and grain and rice. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
You know I'm a faithful Costco shopper, man, and they ran out of bread at a point, but they got all of it back. They ran out of bread, meat, like sandwich stuff. You know what I'm saying? Fish. I went in there one day. Costco, they got the big old packs of chicken or whatnot. They was charging like $10 for just 3 packs. Normally you get like 6 to 8 packs, with like 6 or 7 pieces of chicken in it or whatnot for like $8. They was charging $10 for like 3 packs with like maybe 3 or 4 pieces of chicken in it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Huh?
Now I was just saying shalom to some of the people in the chat. My bad. You were saying something else? Finish your thought.
No, that was it. That was it.
I got a precept too.
Go
ahead.
Hey, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, man. That's what we're seeing right now. The sown places where everybody got jobs, everyone was working hard, getting a few bucks. They are now becoming unsown, man.
Mm-hmm.
The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, man. Just like what Shaquat just said. Costco is becoming empty, man. Once you start losing all your employees, it's emptiness, man. There's gonna be nothing in these full storehouses, man. Now imagine when that famine hit. Now brothers is going up raiding. We living in these times, man. It's happening right before our eyes. Our people need to open up, man, and come out of this darkness, man.
That's right.
Lord willing, the Most High take the veil off their eyes, man. It's just a shame, man.
Hey, what it say, man? If we will obey, 28 and what's that? 11, I think. It said the Lord shall Shlaki, Deuteronomy 28 and I think this is 11. So the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give thee rain into the land. Is this what I want? I want the storehouses. You know what I'm talking about? Verse 8, the Lord shall command the blessings. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy giveth thee. This is what if we obey. You know what I'm saying? If we would have just obeyed the Most High, man, our storehouses will be full. We will always have everything that we needed. You know what I'm saying? He will bless us with all of that.
All right.
Hey, we ain't obey, man.
let's get into this wealth gap.
Go ahead, bring that out.
I want to read a little bit from this very informative piece. You write, narratives collected of formerly enslaved people reveal the horrors of massive starvation of liberated Black people seeking shelter in burned out buildings and scrounging for food. With the advent of emancipation, writes the historian Carrie Lee Merritt, Blacks became the only race in the U.S. ever to start out as an entire people with close to zero capital. To this day, the only Americans who have ever received government restitution for slavery were white enslavers in Washington, D.C.
Hey, pause that. Hey, first of all, they said we were the only people who ever come out with nothing, no capital, zero. To even be at the position we at right now, the Most High's grace is amazing. I mean, we didn't have anything. They didn't give us anything out of slavery. They actually gave the slave masters reparations for losing the slaves, for actually transferring our slavery from independent slave masters into federal government, basically.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is crazy if you think about that, if you really put it in perspective. Go ahead.
The loss of human property. I don't think a lot of people realize that. And so I wonder if you could tell us you could list some of the programs throughout America's history that Black people were excluded from that actually helped white people build wealth.
Sure, and thank you for talking about this subject today, because the history we've been taught about slavery and the end of slavery and what followed is so sanitized that I think so much of the opposition to the idea of reparations is because most Americans really don't know. So we know at the same time that the federal government turned away from the idea of giving formerly enslaved people 40 acres of land to try to work to become independent. It was also enacting the Homestead Act. The Homestead Act is tens of millions of acres to white Americans. It also was used as a tool to entice white immigrants to come to the United States. Fully about 10% of all American land was given away to white settlers. Black people were almost completely excluded from that. Black people were excluded from when the federal government got into the business of insuring home loans, which really built the white middle class. 98% of those home loans between 1933 and 1962 went to white Americans. And we know that that was the largest driver of the creation of the middle class. Black Americans were left out of, the majority of Black Americans were left out of the Social Security when it was first passed in the New Deal. And so for the first 35 years of Social Security, the majority of Black Americans did not qualify. So we saw this with the GI Bill. Black GIs came back from the war. They were able to get the GI Bill, but we're not able to use it often to buy homes in white-only suburbs that were being subsidized by the federal government. So we've seen again and again that the government has provided really affirmative action programs to white Americans that Black Americans were not allowed to participate in. And those programs built what we now see as a wealth gap that is 10 to 1 for white households over Black households.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about that wealth gap. You write in this piece, the racial wealth gap is about the same as it was in the 1950s, and yet most Americans are in almost pathological denial about the depth of Black financial struggle. The 2019 Yale study called The Misperception of Racial Economic Inequality found that Americans believe that Black households hold $90 in wealth for every $100 held by white households.
Hey, they say most Americans think we owe $90 for $100 that they own in wealth, but it's more close to $10 for every $100 they own in wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all see the disparity? Me and my wife was talking about this the other day. I don't even think we truly realize the disparity, because a lot of our people, we see us in the videos and we see us. We see the successful people, you know what I'm saying, who look like you, who are actors, or they drive in these fancy cars, or they live in a certain kind of lifestyle that they might portray. You know what I'm saying? But the sister's going to get into it too. We're talking the difference between income and wealth.
Right. It's a big difference.
I'm learning this now. It's a huge difference.
Huge difference. Huge.
You're talking about accumulated wealth. It's something that's getting passed down from generation to generation. Mm-hmm. Land, you know what I'm saying, ownership of things, stocks and bonds. You know what I'm saying?
Assets.
Assets. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Assets. It's a whole different mindset when you start thinking like that.
Completely different. Completely different.
Kind of. And it's crazy, right? Because they was talking about the Homestead Act, right? And me growing up in Florida, I used to play football. We used to travel to a lot of places, and it was a Homestead, Miami, which is a major place for the Homestead Act. But our people are so ignorant that they saying I'm from Homestead or die, stuff like that. Just oblivious and ignorant to the situation at hand. That the name Homestead actually comes from the Homestead Act, where they was giving people in that part of Miami, Florida, major houses.
I got a
people is confused out here, man.
precept. It's one of the curses. It's Deuteronomy 28, 43 and 44. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
That's right.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So, we talking about generational wealth and the disparity and the gap that we have here. That's why we can't be honest. I mean, when you can't save money, well, we haven't saved enough money for, as a collective group. We go and get loans from these people and can't pay the loans. House get foreclosed on. You got a car note. You can't pay for the car note. You know what I mean? Like, that's because we worried about how much money we got, how much money we can show on Instagram. What was what was that picture I showed you, Aaron, about the dude who had the Cheerio belt?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
We so worried about the most stupidest stuff, man. We worried about the most stupidest stuff and not trying to create generational wealth. I want to own a house, but I also want to own the lot that is owned. You know what I'm saying? Or a strip mall. I want to own the building, but I also want to own the lot that is owned. I can sell the building, but I'll still own the space that is owned. So that means my kids will be able to make money off that. Their kids will be able to make money, so forth and so forth.
Yeah. What the brother say? Don't take this. Bruce say we worried about Newport and rims.
Hey, that's it.
That's what that brother just said, man. That's crazy that we think like that. I think it's more in this video than we can move on.
Yeah.
It's $10. So curious, how does that misperception affect that?
Well, one, I think a lot of Americans don't understand the difference between income and wealth. And so they see Black people earning a good income and assume that means Black people also hold wealth. But income is your paycheck. Wealth is your assets. And those tend to be accumulated over time and passed down from generation to generation. And even high income Black Americans actually have very little wealth. How that affects them then is, again, this inability to have empathy for the financial circumstance of Black Americans. They assume that Black people live largely like they do, which means that Black people have money in the bank if there's a catastrophe, that Black people can purchase homes in any neighborhood that their income would say that they could afford, that Black people should be able to help send their children to college. And it's just simply not the truth. So again, I think because we don't understand the depth of Black financial struggle, but also how much it was created by our federal, state, and local governments.
Hey,
that's a heavy video, man.
Yeah, that is. The sister was bringing out some real powerful information that we just what do they say? We've been called a proverb and a byword, and we know about the byword, but sometimes we don't think about the proverbs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. One of the proverbs is, if you want to hide anything from a Black man, you put it in the book.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't taught about economics because my people didn't have it.
Right.
We didn't. I didn't come from people who had money, so I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught how to save money. Even to this day, sometimes I get my hands on a couple of dollars, and I'm like, damn, where did it all go? Because I'm not managing it properly like I should.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't realize it till it's gone.
That's
I mean,
facts.
Facts. You know, I mean, we struggle as a nation. Hey, listen, we got some real smart, economic-minded brothers and sisters out there, and and all praise to the Most High for giving you that talent, that ability. But we struggle as a nation with these things. You know, in these matters, we struggle.
You know, they say like.
Hey, that's why the scriptures say we are destroyed. Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, you know, like I was saying earlier, we as a people, we don't even save money. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all got at least just $1,000 saved just for a rainy day? Especially, well, I know I can speak personally. For me, I don't have it. Especially living out here in the Bay. If I didn't have two jobs, I'd be living strictly check to check.
You know I'm smiling at you, right?
Oh, I know.
Hey, no folly.
I know.
Hey, but most of our people, I understand what you're saying. Most of our
people, man. Most of our people.
Because I know Shaquat got it.
Man.
Most of our people don't have it, you know.
Don't let him fool y'all, man. Don't let him fool y'all. But
I got a quick precept too.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge. And that goes into we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. Soon as we got into this captivity, like the other one I always say, man, we lost, man. Israel has to accept the fact that we lost. 400 years in slavery with Esau searching the ends of the earth, we lost. Once we went into captivity, all understanding was lost, man. And we still don't have no understanding. Reading on. And their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst, man. Our honorable men are famished, man. Like the lady even said. The black people in high positions, they don't even have great wealth because they're not understanding their wealth versus income like she brought out. There's a big difference.
Big difference.
They're buying things that decrease in value, not increase in value. They're buying cars and chains and stupid stuff that's going to increase over time.
Bring that out.
That's why the scripture said our honorable men are famished, man. The multitude is dried up. If the great men are famished, you know the multitude is at the lowest of states, man. That's why it's 100 to 10. I would honestly say it might be 100 to 5, man. Right now. It's crazy out here, man.
Crazy. So guys, move on. Just a little. Oh, you got something to say?
No, I was gonna say let's move on because you know.
Yeah.
We moving in the spirit, but you know I would like to get into a lesson today if we can.
So you know the 4th of July just passed by or not, and you know our people, like you said, we want to protest one day, and then the next day we want to celebrate the country. You know what I'm saying? We out here with Esau celebrating this 4th of July, and this is what happened. Hold on, let me share this. Push that button.
This is just another example of Esau, man. Being Esau.
Caught on camera confrontation as a possible hate crime. Fox Booker, who is black, says he was assaulted and threatened with a noose as he walked with friends last weekend. A word of warning, parts of the video are offensive. CBS's Drika Duncan reports.
Let him go, dude. Let him go.
36-year-old Fox Booker says he feared for his life after a group of white men pinned him against a tree and assaulted him. It happened in Bloomington, Indiana, while he and his friends were planning to spend 4th of July at Lake Monroe.
They say that they're going to break my arms, as one of them literally has my arm twisted behind me.
Booker says one of the men threatened to kill him.
One of them says to the other one, not get a rope, but literally get a noose.
Bystanders videotaped the incident. Once Booker was let go, his attackers hurled more racial insults at him.
What do you really want to call me? You nappy-headed bitch.
There was a moment where you're saying, you know, you want to say it, so say it.
You know, you could feel the hate coming off these folks. People needed to witness that. People needed to see that we aren't this post-racial America where everyone lives in peace. That racism is still there.
Booker's friend Ian Watkins tried to help.
And they seem entertained by the idea of killing him.
Booker walked away with minor injuries, but he says it's the scars you can't see that hurt the most.
How is your mental health right now?
But I'm going to take this energy and take this moment to make sure that there's change that comes from this.
And there was another protest tonight in Bloomington.
Man.
Hey. Hey, bro. If they didn't show, the other people didn't show up, they probably would have literally hung that dude.
Right.
They was looking for a noose, bro. Like, first of all, the dude sounded like he might have been sodomite. I don't know.
I was just about to say.
He had a little feminine with him. But the fact of the matter, you about to say the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? We living in a crazy world today where people are effeminate. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of times that's as bad. But the fact of the matter is, man, if people didn't show up, man, they might have killed that dude.
And his friend was sitting right there with him. Sitting right there.
That Edomite guy?
Yeah.
The little white dude?
Yeah. What's the scripture? When you join hand in hand,
yeah, though hand join in hand.
Yeah.
That's in Proverbs.
Yeah.
Bring that out.
My connection is bad.
Let me get it. Hold on.
There's two of them.
What is it? Proverbs what?
11 and 21.
11:21. Let's get that.
Yeah, bring that out. Yeah, you sitting out here walking around with your little Edomite lover friend. I don't know what it was to him. You sitting here just frolicking through the woods, and a bunch of damn wild dogs come attack you. You know what I'm saying? You know? And your little Edomite is just standing there, probably shaking in his boots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had you hemmed up on a tree.
He was stuck in the tree. Oh,
like that dude was that was a serious situation. It could have been real ugly.
Yeah,
real ugly. You know what I mean? We could have been talking about another black man he hanged himself. He killed himself because it's probably a bunch of good old boys in the police department would have covered it right up for him.
Yeah. Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Man, we can't be joining in hand with these people, especially celebrating these holidays. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
especially
should be doing that.
Right. That's right.
We should be celebrating these folly days anyway. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you celebrating the folly day with an Edomite who you shouldn't be trusting, according to Sirach 12 and 10. You shouldn't be trusting him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. Let's move on to the next thing, because that brother could have died, and it's only the Most High that kept that brother alive.
Come on. Let's go. You want to go to the Black Militia?
Yeah, that happened in Georgia. You can bring it out if you want to. There was Black Militia was out in Stone Mountain. This is a area in Georgia where the Ku Klux Klan and it's known to be a lot of racist people in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And this armed black militia went out there and challenged them with a whole bunch of guns and things. And
Mm-hmm. At the KKK headquarters, I think it was. And the guy who was running it, his name is give me a second. Where's Grandmaster J.
Come on. Hey, listen, brother Araya had brought out something about that brother not too long ago. Yeah, the NFAC.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want Ellie Hill said it's the not effing around committee. Hey, I heard the brother talk. You know, he knows about the Israelites. He just need to come on home fully. He still got a lot of ways. I mean, in my humble opinion, he still got a lot of ways that's off. And if he can really get into the scriptures and find a teacher, as the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying? We might be having another brother with us, but you know, going along the ways that he's going and doing these type of things, you won't win. You won't win doing what Esau do, because that's an Esau type move.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, show what you got.
Okay.
We can't see you, Yaquab. I don't know if you got us.
Kind of Shalaki. My internet is trash right now. Shalaki.
Oh, okay, there you go. We good.
So yeah, this is just a short clip off of Twitter showing this militia out here. We couldn't find the full clip, but here's a short one right here. Hold on.
We don't need the full clip.
Black power.
Hey, they had a lot of brothers out there though. And this is a note my wife was just telling me. You know, they got statues dedicated to Ku Klux Klan members and high officers and grand dragons. You know, they call them grand dragons, the heads of the Ku Klux Klan. All the dragons of the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they know who they are.
Man, so they say the coalition of black militia met at the monument, which is historically tied to the birth of the Ku Klux Klan and has more recently been the site of the white nationalist rallies. Rallies. I don't even want to hear it. Don't even start, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Leaders of the militia frequently halted the protests and challenged local white supremacists and far-right Second Amendment advocates to stop hiding. So like I was saying earlier, they pretty much went to the headquarters of the KKK and was protesting. And I seen a interview. Was it Grandmaster J? Was he had with what's the brother from what's the all black news station? Roland.
Oh yeah.
Martin, what is his name?
I think it's Martin Roland or something like that. Grandmaster J was saying that they was out there just, you know, doing they legal right to protest, you know, and he, in another video he was talking, and you can hear him saying something about the 12 tribes, right?
Yeah.
And how, you know, they enslaved the 12 tribes, you know, some other stuff he was saying.
We are the 12 tribes, yeah. David brought it up the other night. He was talking about it. But like I said, the first time I seen that brother had a big unk on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he was reading out of the book of Enoch. So yeah, his understanding is it's just like anybody who caught a glimpse of the truth. And a lot of us in Israel do that too. They catch a glimpse of the truth and they run with what they know instead of trying to study more. Instead of really trying to get into why do you think that this is this? Or why do you think that that's that? Brothers don't study as much. I'm not saying I think the brother's actually an intelligent brother. You know, I just think that, you know, with enough studying, come on over on this side, man. Start teaching the brothers you Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of that book of Enoch, man, and get rid of that Ankh. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go.
Yeah.
All that stuff gotta go.
Yeah. Well, you know, the crazy thing is with all this protesting, right? What are the demands, that they want? You know what I'm saying? Because every time they go protest, like the Million Man March, all that kind of stuff, they get all these people walking in the street saying Black Lives Matter or whatever the case may be, but then there's no demands that they want. You know what I'm saying?
We just be out there marching, just marching. That's it.
Just
be marching just to march. Hey, we it's been COVID for 3 months. George Floyd just got murdered on live TV. I'm just gonna go march, man. That's their spirit.
Hey, Shalakia, real quick. Brother Rob B asks, what is wrong with the book of Enoch? First of all, brother, you can't really prove where the book of Enoch come from. In the scriptures, there is a person named Enoch, but you can't guarantee the evidence to show that that book of Enoch is talking about the actual character named Enoch. The book of Enoch that most of people read was found 2,000 years later. You know what I'm saying? After you can't even really tell the timeline when Enoch actually lived. You're talking thousands of years back. You know what I'm saying? Pre-flood. You know what I'm saying? The book of Enoch came out way later. So I would look at the book of Enoch as more of a Jewish fable. That's what's wrong with the book of Enoch, brother. I just wanted to give you that because I don't want brothers to get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in them Jewish fables, man. We got 80 books, you know what I'm saying? And there's other books that you can read. The book of Enoch, I wouldn't read that one. There's no manuscripts. There's no source material that goes back to show that that's really Enoch he's talking about. So without proving that, it's hard. We prove everything with the scriptures. And what is it, Yaquab? The Leningrad Codex?
The Leningrad Codex and Aleppo, Khan. And the Dead Sea Scrolls.
And we can go back into the scriptures, into the Bible, and determine the King James Version by those old texts, by those codexes. So I just wanted to answer that, brother, with that. Go ahead.
What's up?
Show that picture on the on the demands.
Some crazy stuff, man. There it is. So it's the movement for Black Lives Demand. Reparations. So even in my own personal opinion, even if we did get reparations, it's going straight back to Esau.
Going straight back to them. We're going to buy everything that we always dreamed of. Everything. And the price of everything is going to skyrocket.
You're going to see more in a little bit, man. I'm telling you.
And after all of that money is gone, what they going to tell you? Well, we gave you your reparations. What you bitching about now? What else you got to complain about?
We're going to get some Cadillacs, Escalade. Crazy. It's going right back to Esau.
Gucci gang.
Man.
Hey, and they going straight to Gucci. I already know they going to Gucci.
Straight to Gucci.
And they went to Gucci with their stimulus check. You already know they're going to do it.
You already know.
With the reparation.
Oh, shoot. Number two.
So that might not happen. We got and you know the thing about it is we got reparations coming to you. All you gotta do is believe in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You got reparations, and it's way better than anything Esau can give you because it's coming from the Most High.
That's
rulership,
right.
man.
That's right.
Rulership.
Number two, say no bail.
Never gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen. Number three, release all prostitutes from jail. What?
What's up
What is
with
that?
this? Where did this even come from?
What? What?
Why is that even on the list?
You know that little clip of God, what's his name? Why is it slipping my mind? Dude who played for the Thunder. Is it the Thunder? The OKC?
Durant or Westbrook?
When he in the locker room and they ask him a question and he give him the look like,
Yeah.
y'all
Tripping.
tripping. That's
Yeah.
what right there. Y'all tripping. Westbrook, yeah. And they say number 4, no death penalty.
Nah, I can't see that happening. You know, Esau loves to kill people, and some people deserve to die.
Hey, but how would that work? Because George Floyd's family was calling for the death penalty of the dude. So would it be just for black people or for Edomites? Like, what? How do those reparations work for only for the so-called black community?
But this is Black Lives Matter, so Black Lives Matter is gay white men.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They really, people think that they're for us, but this is the type of shit that they think they come up with. Slack for my language. The type of things that they come up with.
No death penalty. Well, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Number 5, free education.
I can't see it happening either. They make too much money off of us.
Yeah.
Hey, this the only free education you need. Buy the truth and sell it not.
Right.
Seek ye out of the book.
Right. That's right. Come.
Real. It's the book of life, man.
Number 6, free healthcare.
Hey, that's big business. Education and healthcare, big business.
Yep.
It ain't gonna go down like that free. We ain't in Cuba. They ain't gonna get free healthcare.
When has America ever been in the cure business?
Yeah.
Never.
Number 7, defund the police. And realistically, I mean, it's I see it happening already out here in San Francisco. And from my understanding, from what I'm hearing, is the police is like, don't call us unless it's a serious crime happening. You know, so they if you know what's it called, DVs,
Domestic violence.
What else? Look, you know, people with drugs and whatnot, they're not coming out for that. They're not coming out for that. They only you getting shot or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, that defund the police. Hey, listen, I think that the police shouldn't be getting billions of dollars. Like they be getting too much money. They got tanks and they got all types of stuff. They got the ability to bust up in your house in the middle of the night whenever they ready. Like it's a little too much. You know what I'm saying? So, but we in our captivity, and I understand it. But I'm just thinking, like, you can cut some of their funding and maybe shift it to education. Maybe put it to our kids, or you know what I'm saying? But this is Esau. And look at number 8. This will never happen.
Cut the military budget.
Why would they do that?
That would never happen.
Never. Especially with Orange Face in office. That'd never happen.
Hey, people don't understand, right? That the only reason that we're even afloat right now is because of our military strength. The dollar is worthless. We have no gold to support the paper. We have no silver, no real assets to support that. So the only real dominant thing is the military force. I mean, I'm just saying, and I say we as being this country, not me, because but I was in the military at one time, and I know brothers and sisters were too. They tell you, man, we dominate the world by military, by force. Why would they cut the budget? To make you feel good? To make you feel like you're not in captivity anymore when you really are?
Yeah.
Look at number 9.
Hey, didn't Trump just send like billions of dollars to the NASA space army? What did he say? Like, come on, man. You ain't he not about to cut no budget on no military. Like the brother just said, that's the only reason why it's afloat, man. We got army bases in countries all across the world, man.
Yeah,
Number 9, redistribute the wealth. We was just talking about that.
Never gonna happen. How? First of all, how can that happen? How are you gonna actually go into the people who's rich and just take their money and redistribute it? Like, how can that? How is that gonna happen? Why would they do that for you?
They wouldn't. It don't even make sense. Matter of fact, the lady already told you what the white people think. For every $100 that they have, they feel like we got 90. So they feel like the wealth gap is already fixed. So this is nonsense what the BLT LBGQT is promoting. That's what this means.
Yeah, that's what this is. And they're confused because of their cross genders and cross sexuals. Yeah. They're double-minded and they confused on what they should be doing in every which way.
Number 10, publicly financed campaigns. What is that?
Why would you have publicly financed campaigns when you got companies that's worth billions of dollars willing to give you millions of dollars?
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're trying to stop those companies from being influenced or whatnot, but that's never going
to. They passed the law. This wasn't always in effect. I don't know if y'all remember, because at one point in time, certain businesses or over a certain level couldn't donate. They could only donate it was a cap that they could donate to people running for president or running for certain campaigns. There was a cap on that number. Now there's no cap no more.
Mm-hmm.
They could donate as much money as they want to your boy Bush. I mean, Chilakia, to your boy Trump. You know what I'm saying? Donate as much money as they want to any one of their senators or whoever else. They even have people that come into the Senate lobbyists, and they give them kickbacks. They give them money so you can listen. I'm a cigarette lobbyist. I need you to pass this legislation for tobacco, or I don't need sale tax. Here, I'll slide you this, or I'll give you free tickets to go fly somewhere to do something.
It don't even that one doesn't even make sense, because say if it's a so-called black man running, the black community can't support him how we need to anyways for it to be publicly funded.
Mm-hmm.
All the white people, they're gonna fund who they want. So, and it goes off the electoral votes anyways when you're talking about the president election.
And that's
so what does that matter?
That's a whole nother issue.
That's a whole nother issue. Yeah.
Oh man,
I say we shouldn't be voting anyway.
Well,
that's what the scriptures say.
That's what the scriptures say. I say let Trump destroy this nation anyway.
Yeah.
While he looking for that scripture, hotness 144K, he brought up this precept, and I'm right here, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Hey, man, when we are in authority, our people will rejoice, man. When we're in authority, we will rule in righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, people are in mourning, man.
Mm-hmm. Great mourning.
In so many different ways, too. Killing of our youth. There's so many different ways that we're in mourning also. You heard me, Shaquai?
Say it again.
Killing of our youth.
Oh, okay.
You had something, Yaquab?
Yeah, I got a precept, because the demands they making is outrageous and really idiotic to me. And this is the only demand we should want, and really the Most High is gonna give it to us if we stay faithful in this thing. Revelations 2 in verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my word until the end, to him will I give power over the nations. That's what we want, man. We don't want your regular rules and regulation and Esau rules and regulations playing by their rules and regulations. We want our own power, man. We want to rule over the nations, man.
That's right.
We don't want your equality. And this is how we want to rule it. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. This is how we want to rule them, man.
Hey, Shalakia, what's that rod of iron?
Hey, backlashes.
Me and Ottawa was talking about this the other day.
Hey, it's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be whatever it takes, man. For us to get the nations in order, man. Whatever disciplinary action it's gonna take. It probably gonna take forth in 1,000-year reign. I would say.
I say it's the law, statutes, and commandments.
That too.
Because
that too.
If you don't obey, you're gonna get put to death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that rod of iron. You know what I'm saying? Like if you not what does it say? If you don't come and if Egypt don't come and do what they supposed to do, they'll get no rain. You know what I'm saying? That's a rod of iron. Without no rain, bro, a lot of people gonna die.
Yeah, famine.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of death. That's just one example. I'm talking about literal. I'm talking about literally too. Or you killed, I'm going to come through and I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Straight up and down because we ruling in righteousness.
According to the law.
That's how, according to the law. Everything. You want to be a sodomite? You want to be behind a tree eating swine flesh?
Oh, yeah, you gotta go.
You gotta go. You out of here. You off of it.
And I think people miss take like the context of the Hebrew Israelites kind of out of term too. When we say like backlashes and we're gonna kill Esau, it's really when they get out of line, which we know they are. That's when it's gonna happen. We know they're gonna get out of line, man. Esau is not gonna want Jake ruling over them, man.
Nah.
So it really comes with them getting out of line to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why the scriptures even say those who don't obey. What's going to happen? We already know what's going to happen to them.
That's right.
Because with that verse is really get down to lay down.
You
ain't got no option.
Hey, Shalaki. Hey, listen. We've been dealing with a lot, man. And this weekend, I shared this video with both of these brothers. Man, this weekend, man, been crazy. You know, our people, we are literally destroying ourselves, man. Not only ourselves, man, we killing our future. And the brother's about to bring out this video. It can be emotional. This is a pretty long video. We gonna pause it here and there, but it's some emotional things in this video for me because you know, say I see my son, I see my brother, I see my, you know what I'm saying, my future getting put to death by my own people. And it's a shame, man.
It's gonna be a tough video.
You already know the numbers from this weekend, and they are downright disturbing.
Fill it up, Shaquat.
This morning, the city's major tabloids recount a holiday weekend when gun violence did not take a holiday. According to new police department statistics, yesterday there were 30 shooting incidents with 48 victims, 9 of whom died. On Saturday, with 7 victims, 1.
At least 9 have died. In one violent stretch between midnight and 9 a.m. today, the NYPD says there were 21 shootings and 37 victims. CBS 2's Corey James is live in East Harlem with more. Corey.
And Jessica, police have since reopened this block that was shut down hours ago after that 15-year-old boy was shot in the chest. It isn't clear what started this shooting, what led up to the altercation, but what is clear is that in comparison to this time last year, the number of shootings have gone up 140%. Stretched across Madison and East 110th and Harlem Sunday, where police investigated the shooting of a teenager.
Kind of common around here, this neighborhood. It's common. You know, it happens. You know, every summer's the same thing.
It's sad. It's sad. You don't even feel right. Waking up somebody got killed right in front of my house. I got boys and all that.
The police department was not spared from the weekend's gun violence. On Saturday night, a bullet pierced the windshield of a marked SUV outside the 40th precinct.
Elsewhere, this weekend violence taking an especially hard toll among young children. In Chicago, 8 people were shot on Saturday, including a 7-year-old girl killed along a sidewalk.
Waking up with us this morning. At least 14 people are wounded in 2 separate mass shootings overnight. Among the victims, a child and 2 teenagers. One of them is dead now. CBS 2's Avi Wynn is live at Como.
Hey, pause this for a second. Yo, all of this happened during the 4th of July weekend. And we're not even finished with it. But I just wanted to point out that all of these shootings, all of these murders, all of these things happened during this folly weekend.
Yeah. That's the spirit of it, man.
Hey, Most High ain't playing. He's trying to tell you something. You gotta open up your ears and your eyes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Those young victims had been taken. V.
Suzanne, good morning. Those 3 boys were among 8 people shot in Inglewood. A 14-year-old boy was shot in the back. He was taken here to Comer Children's Hospital, where he later died. 2 other boys, an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old, are still recovering this morning in fair condition. Now, officers were called last night around 11:30 to 61st and Carpenter for multiple people shot. Police believe there was a large gathering in the street when 4 men walked up and started shooting. In total, 8 people, 3 boys and 5 men were wounded. They were all taken to different hospitals to be treated. But at this hour, 4 of those victims have since died, including the 14-year-old boy and 3 men who have not been identified yet.
It's a hard task to bring and add to the total of children that have been struck down. And now we add another child to that list, unfortunately. 14-year-old.
The July 4th murder of 7-year-old Natalie Wallace. And tonight her father made an emotional plea right on the block where her life was stolen.
Justice for Natalie.
Justice for Natalie! The dreams Nathan Wallace had for his daughter Natalie and the times they spent together were stolen when a gunman opened fire right here on the 4th of July.
It hurts me that my youngest daughter is no longer here, that I would not be able to talk to her, hold her, tell her anything, her bedtime stories, anything.
The 100 block of North Latrobe, where the 7-year-old was shot in the head as she played with her siblings outside, is now lined with teddy bears, flowers, and balloons, as Chicago grieves yet another senseless killing.
To see my daughter on the table with a gunshot wound to the forehead.
The death of Natalie Wallace leaving an impression on
Shot that little girl in the forehead, man.
To us, how
Crazy, man.
It's supposed to matter to anybody else. That's what I want to know.
Then around 1:15 this morning, a call for another mass shooting near 15th and Millard Avenue in North Lawndale. Police say a group of people were lighting fireworks on the sidewalk when someone drove by and started shooting towards the crowd. A 20-year-old woman was shot in the head and stomach. She died at Mount Sinai.
Innocent victim, an 8-year-old boy killed in a shooting at the River Chase Galleria that left 3 others injured this afternoon. We begin tonight with the youngest victim, Roy Tay Giles Jr. His mother gave us permission to use this picture, although on camera she could not find the words to speak on this senseless tragedy that claimed his life.
I'm extremely saddened to report that an 8-year-old male victim was pronounced deceased shortly after arriving at Children's Hospital.
It was a heartbreaking moment as earlier today the mother found out with several loved ones that her son's life had been lost in the senseless tragedy.
We spoke with the mother of 8-year-old Robert Gills, who confirmed to us he was. Today, he had dozens of people coming out to show support for his family outside of Children's Hospital. We also spoke with an eyewitness who hid in the children's store and saw it all unfold.
And then I just heard the shooting. They told us like to hide in the closet, so I just took off running because I was so scared.
I reached out to Deandra Ellis. Her mother hid in the children's store at the time of the shooting as well, and called her as everything was going on.
Shot rang out that sounded like a cannon, and everybody just kind of took shelter. The store manager did close the store down immediately, and as they were viewing things on the camera, they could see the little boy who was laying on the ground with blood coming out of him. And also the mother of the young child was knocking on the window saying, "Help, my son is dead." Learned tonight that 8-year-old Roy Tay Giles Jr. attended Bessemer City Schools and was heading into the
in Atlanta.
Hey man, this is so heavy because this is a part of the reason why we end these curses, man. Because there's no mercy, no love, no justice amongst our own people, man. We don't want to come and prefer one another with all honor, man. We don't want to do that, man. It's no way an 8-year-old should be dying, man. A little girl should be getting shot in the head, man. it's no way that this should be happening. This doesn't happen in Esau's community, man.
Nah, it don't. It don't.
This does not happen in the white, the Caucasian community, man, where 8-year-old little boys and little girls are getting shot in the face, man, dying in the mall, man.
The Asian community either. It don't happen
None,
to the Asian. It don't happen in other. Just us.
Just us.
And it's crazy because the white man would never even think, or no other nation, man, would never even think to even accidentally shoot a kid in the face, man. They're not only our people have that mentality of doing such a thing, man. That's why the Most High say he has a controversy with us, man. I'm gonna read that real quick. This is Hosea 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for Yahweh had a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land, man. That's the problem, man. There's no knowledge, truth, or mercy. There's no understanding of the Most High's laws, man. Matter of fact, our people is teaching, our pastors now is teaching we don't got to keep the laws, man.
That's right.
There's no mercy out there when they killing 8-year-old boys and 7-year-old girls, man. Right in front of the face of their parents, man. There's no mercy in that. Verse 2, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing, committing adultery, they breaking out and blood touching blood, man. That's all this is, man, in these videos, man. It's blood touching blood, man. The Most High has a controversy with Israel, man. That's why 2/3 of our people gotta go first, man, for the unrighteousness like this, man. Little kids, man.
Yo,
this is disrespectful, man. Like we're killing the product of our nation, man. The upcoming, the next of our army, man. They're not even getting a chance, man. 8 years old, you don't have a chance, man. Shot in the head. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance in this world, man. It's scary, man. People don't understand the fear of a so-called black, Latino, Hispanic in this America, so-called America, man. That's it on that.
Hey, you so right, man. And we got more. I want to talk about when we done. Go ahead, press play, man. It's more.
An 8-year-old.
Somebody know that precept that you just dropped.
That's Hosea 4, verse 1 and 2.
I'm sitting here holding it. I could have said that. My bad.
Her mom and a family friend. She was one of 23 people shot there this weekend.
This is heartbreaking. Police tell us it was an 8-year-old girl shot and killed in Southwest Atlanta. Investigators say someone fired shots at the car she was riding in with her mother. It happened here along University Avenue and Pryor Road just before 10 last night. Police say the driver was trying to get into a parking lot on Pryor Road, but a group of people with guns was blocking it. They say someone then fired several shots at the car. The girl's mom and a friend were also inside. They drove her to Atlanta Medical Center, where that 8-year-old did not survive.
Help me. Help my baby.
This is the mother of that 8-year-old.
8 years old. We understand the frustration of race harassment. We understand. We ain't got nothing to do with it. We innocent. We didn't mean no harm. My baby didn't mean no harm.
It's crazy.
Somebody know something.
Black Lives Matter. Just a home. Just to own this guy. Just because of a barrier. You kill my baby because she crossed the barrier and made a U-turn. You killed a child. She didn't do nothing to nobody.
Some of my car before we could even make a U-turn. Some of my tires out. Like, why?
But Black Lives Matter. Killing your own.
Nobody that is
She killed an 8-year-old child.
Nobody.
Can't do nothing. Now one of y'all, she just wanted to get home to see her cousin. That's all she wanted to do.
Talk about a violent holiday. That young girl was among 23 people shot between 10 last night and 4 this morning, involving 4 different incidents in Atlanta.
Perfect child. That's how Ayofemi Bryant remembers her 6-year-old nephew, Jace Young.
And I know he was scared.
He's a whole different person.
Salaki, this happened. This happened in my backyard.
Wow. Hey, I got a precept real quick, man. This is crazy. This is Lamentations 2, and I'm gonna start at 20. And this is Jeremiah crying out to the Most High, but he gonna go into some. Behold, O Yahweh, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the woman eat their fruit and the children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? The young and the old lie on the ground in the street. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. And that's going on right now in this video, man. The virgins, man, the little girls, man, and young men, the little boys, man, are being fallen by the sword of the hand of our own people, man. The people that they should be looking up to. But now our people have to be afraid of somebody that look like them, man. Like the video Adawan just posted on the YouTube, man. What is the black man's, Latino and Native Americans self-image, man? What is our image, man? We have none, man. But gangsters, thugs, and athletes, man. I'm gonna keep going on that. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied them, man. And there's no pity on this, man. The Most High is not having no pity on our people right now, man. Because they living in wickedness, man. There's no righteousness in this land amongst the Israelites, man. That's why the people that's out on the highways, the people that's coming into the truth, the people that's watching this live, man, it's so important, man, that you put your hand to the plow, man, and don't look back and do the work, man.
That's right.
That's why it's so important, man, because this has to stop, man. This cannot be talked about no more, man. This has to stop, man. That's it on that, up.
Hey, yo, you right, bro. This gotta stop, man. And yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Shaquat, you were saying this happened in your backyard. This happened in the Bay, right? San Francisco.
I used to actually do armed security in this area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at her face, man. Never see her daughter again. Or her niece.
Her nephew. This is
nephew, Slakia, nephew.
Yeah.
I know he was scared, and I know he was looking for his mom. He is a baby.
Devastated, the Bryant family says Jace was watching fireworks with his sister at a birthday party in the Bayview when a bullet hit his body.
A horrific crime, and I think this family deserves better. I think our city deserves better, and definitely this child deserves better.
Jace was the youngest of 4, and his dream was to change the world with technology.
And he was like the most perfect child. He was so sweet. He loved to read. He loved his video games. He loved computers. He just loved learning.
No arrests have been made, and no description of a suspect is available at this time.
And in Southeast Washington, D.C., an 11-year-old boy was shot and killed.
11-year-old Davon McNeil's grandfather says the boy was running into this building last night to grab a phone charger on the way to a community cookout. That's when he says gunshots rang out and the 11-year-old fell to the ground.
He loved the community, though. He definitely liked to get out and do positive things within the community.
Davon McNeil's grandfather, John Ayala, says the young athlete was passionate about sports, school, and the community, with big dreams of becoming an NFL star.
This is another kid that's not out there causing problems, not doing anything negative, and all of a sudden he's tragically shot down in a community where he should not have been shot.
Growing up, Ayala says McNeil was always at his mother's side, whether it be fighting against violence or getting people together for community cookouts, like the one they were planning on attending last night.
And when he stepped out the car, the shots rang. He fell to the ground. The mother thought that he was ducking to not get hit, and come to find out he had got shot.
But he says his grandson isn't the first time he seemed to be shot and killed by being at the wrong place at the wrong time. In July 2018, Micaiah Wilson was killed when a masked man opened fire on a crowd of people as she was making her way to the ice cream shop. And last July, just blocks away from where this latest shooting happened, 11-year-old Karan Brown was murdered during a fight in Southeast.
It's not going to stop with him. It's going to be another young kid that's going to be shot and killed if we don't get out here and try to put a dent in this.
And it doesn't stop there. Memphis, Cleveland, Baton Rouge, and Omaha all reported multiple shootings, several ending in deaths and many people hurt.
Damn. Yo, every last one of them was our people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, majority of all of the shootings that happened during this weekend, the majority of the shootings were our people. Every last one of them young kids were our people, man. Like, yo, we literally are killing our future, man. But this is a genocide. We just finished talking about Black Lives Matter. I was just telling Yaquab earlier, Black Lives Matter unless they're Black lives.
Yeah.
Because once they're Black lives, then they don't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to kill your brother, you know what I'm saying, over whatever reason, over the bag, over a form of disrespect, over a female. It's many reasons why you want to go after your brother, you know, but at the same time, you killing your future. You killing your future, man. Like, what is the purpose that hypocrites?
Yeah, hypocritical
What's
nation.
the purpose of you rocking a Black Lives Matter shirt if you gonna go ahead and kill your people?
That's real.
Like, you doing the job of the police for you, and so close to these rallies and these things that y'all been doing. Like, you go right to shooting. You get a little Henny in you. Smoke one too many blunts. Hey, you seen it? Yaquab seen it at the candlelight vigil. I really thought brothers was gonna start shooting out there.
Yeah, con. Hey, at Breonna Taylor's visual, they were shooting.
They were shooting.
Two, I think one person died at her vigil. Y'all might have brought that out last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, we didn't get a chance. We did the debate last week.
Yeah, the week. Yeah, con. That's crazy, man.
Yo,
that's disappointing, man.
What's the worst curse that we have on us? Deuteronomy 54.
Hey, bring that out. Hey, why you about to grab that? 1 John 3:15 says, "Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and you know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him." Yeah, you can't get in the kingdom, man, if you hate your brother. You know what I'm saying? If that's in your heart, you're gonna go down a path of destruction because you're gonna eventually want to go against the law, statutes, and commandments. You're gonna commit murder. You're gonna commit adultery. You're gonna lie. You're gonna do everything that the Most High told you not to do. You're gonna go down that path if you hate your brother.
Come on. Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward his wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. That's black on black crime right there, man.
That's black on black crime right there, man.
Black on black crime.
Hey, the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 34. Just had a couple of precepts that came to my mind when I was reading this thing, man. Luke 11 and 34 says the light of the body is the eye. And you just talking about the evil eye, right? The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when the eye is single, the whole body is full of light. But when thy eye is evil, thy body is full of darkness. Like, when you got that evil eye on you, man, you in a dark place, man. Your whole body, everything, your essence, your spirit is full of darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? 35 says, "Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness." Yo, you got to take heed of that, Israel. Because listen, we're going to come across some people who are on your last nerves, even in Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to come across somebody who just pisses you off. But take heed that your eye doesn't become darkened, man, and everything become your whole spirit. Everything becomes darkened. Take heed of that, man. It makes no sense that brothers is killing children.
Don't make no sense.
Yo, that one in Alabama, they was in the middle of a mall shooting it out. Shot that kid. The one that they ran in the stores, shot that kid at the mall.
Hey, I got a precept. Oh, go ahead,
Nah.
Sirach chapter 28, verse 2. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest. Because you was talking about how we we can't go in the kingdom hating our brothers. So we gotta forgive them, man, for whatever they done to you. You gotta forgive them, man. So when you pray, your sins will be forgiven as well.
That's right. Good precept. Good precept.
Yeah, I got Lamentations. I'm gonna read Lamentations 1 and I'm gonna read 16. For these things I weep. And watching this video, man, this video can cause a grown man to weep, man. Seeing the destruction of our people, man, it can bring your heart to heavy sorrow, man. And it can vex your spirit, man. Because I watch it at work, man. I ain't gonna lie, it vex my spirit, man. And Jeremiah goes on to say, my eye runneth down with water, because the comfort that should relieve my soul is far from me. And that's real, man. Because us as the Israelites, we believe that we are so close to Yahweh, or that we're striving, or we're in the right direction. But at the same time, watching our people, our young little girls and little boys getting shot down in the street, just goes to show how far Yahweh is from us and our people, man. That this sickness and plague that's really on our people is continuing to go on, man. Even Jeremiah had to say that, man. His eyes runneth with water, because his relief is so far from him, man. But the Most High was dealing with Jeremiah directly. But there's no comfort in that, man, when you see your nation being brought, your great nation being brought to such a low estate, man. It goes on to say, my children are desolate because the enemy has prevailed. And that's the problem, man. That's why we're killing each other. Because we're trying to get like the enemy, man. We envy our oppressor. And to be like our oppressor, we're willing to kill one of our little girls or little boys, even if it's on an accident, man. Because them brothers ain't about to turn themselves in. Nah, they ain't gonna do that.
Nah.
That's crazy, man. Even Jeremiah was weeping during times like this, man.
Hey, listen, to go with what you were just talking about, Sirach 31 and 13 says, remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing, and what is created more wicked than an eye. Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion. You know what I'm saying? When you got that wicked eye, man, it's gonna be a lot of tears, man. You're gonna be weeping. It's gonna be sorrows. You know what I'm saying? On every occasion, it's gonna be sorrow, man. Yo, we gotta get rid of that. We really gotta get rid of that. I wanted to go to another precept. But sometimes I feel like we don't realize, you know what I'm saying, that we are defiled. You know what I'm saying? The book of Mark, chapter 7, and verse 20. This is talking about it's what comes out of us that defiles us. 20 said, and he said, that which cometh out of the man that defiles the man. Verse 21 says, for within, out of the heart of the man proceeded evil thoughts. So out of your heart, man, will defile you. That pride will defile you. That revenge will defile you. There's so many different thoughts and ways that evil thought, that evil eye that you got towards your brother or towards your wife or towards somebody of your people, it'll defile you. You know what I'm saying? It says adulterers, fornications, murderers. It starts with that evil thought. It starts with that evil thought that you hate. You are defiled as soon as you got that thought in your mind. You know what I'm saying? The thefts, covetousness. A lot of these murders is because of you want what somebody else has.
That's right.
Or you want something, even if they don't have it. You know, you want something. You know, covetousness. What does it say? Wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness. What's the next thing? An evil eye. And that's what we've been talking about. An evil eye, man. Blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within. That defiles the man. That will defile you if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, it'll lead you down a path of darkness. I'm telling you.
And that's why.
Go ahead.
And that's why it's like that's why Israel is so destroyed, man, because we have all those attributes and those spirits on us, man. Everything you just named that defiler, man, our people have that in some way, shape, or form. That's why you need the scriptures to get that off of you. Without the scriptures, them spirits just manifest on you. They come out of nowhere. And you don't even know how to check it. I got a precept for that. Isaiah 1:6. From the soul.
I think this is the lesson. I think the lesson that Israel needs to hear, man.
Hey, come.
Because that's another hour I had. So, but I think, let's just bring them out. Slakia, Yaakov. Let's just bring them out, man. On this.
Hey, Isaiah 1:6. From the sole of the foot, even unto the head, there is no soundness in it. And that's Israel right now, man. And this time right now, from 2020 started, man, it's been shaky, man. There's been no soundness in our people, man. They was going bugged out crazy when Kobe died. Then COVID came. Esau is still murking us in the streets. It's no soundness with our people, man. Anything tosses our people to and fro, man. With doctrine, with ideas, with thoughts, man. And then Esau take it off the news and take it off all social media, and our people forget like it's nothing. Ain't nobody remembering George Floyd no more, man.
Man, that's horrible.
That's crazy, man, but it's the truth, man. We seen it at camp. The protest at camp, we seen what? 2 white boys holding Black Lives Matter. It was 2 white boys protesting, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's no soundness in our people, man.
Hey,
go ahead.
Was you there when we meet Kanal at the beginning? When Kanal walked through all the protesters?
No, I wasn't there for that part.
You wasn't there for that part. Hey, yo, listen, man. They walked through about what 200-300 protesters, 200 protesters of 80% Edomites.
Wow.
80 to 90% Edomites. You know what I'm saying? It was scattered color throughout a white paint. You know what I'm saying? And when Adawan Kanal started to speak, you know what I'm saying, one of our sisters came out and literally took the microphone from out of his hand and was like, "Those are my children." Like, yo, our people are destroyed, man.
Destroyed.
It's not even just, it's sad enough that our people are destroyed in the streets, but also we're destroyed in the churches. We're destroyed in these rallies. Our elders, our mothers, our grandmothers. Like, you want to teach your kid, like, you would rather have your daughter dressing like a thought than putting on a dress and a head wrap.
Yes. Hey, that's what you was there, Ken, when we was trying to teach the 2 young sisters. And that's what the old lady was basically saying, like, you could do whatever you want to do. When she parked the car on the side, turned the blinkers on and got out.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what she was saying. Like, y'all know how you could dress however you want to dress. None of that matters. That's why the church tell you, come as you are. But then you tell them, what scripture is this? That scripture doesn't exist. Come as you are. No, the Most High said you can't come as no faggot. Men can't wear women apparel. and women can't wear men apparel. So you can't come as you are. But they won't read them scriptures, man.
Hey, the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 29, in verse 6 says,
bring it out.
For our fathers have trespassed and done that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord our God, and have forsaken him, and have turned away their faces from the habitations of the Lord, and turned their backs. And jump down to verse 8. It says, wherefore the wrath of the Lord was upon Judah and Jerusalem, and he hath delivered them to trouble, to astonishment, and to hissing, as ye see with your eyes.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So because our fathers, because our leaders and our teachers, our forefathers who's supposed to be leading us in the right direction, has done wrong in the sight of the Most High, man. The Most High has a judgment for us, man. And you know, he delivered us into these troubles, man. Into our own, what does it say? It trouble to astonishment, into hissing. Like, brothers is pointing, look at them. Look at these niggas. They killing themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What does it say in 28? We become an astonishment.
Yeah. Hey, Lamentation said a shaking of the head. That's Lamentations 2:11, I think, or 2:17, or something like that.
That's right. We become a shaking of, it's a shaking of, like, damn.
Wagging of the finger, like, God, this nation, oh my God. You know how Esau is. You know.
You eating your own kids. You eating your own. What does it say? Yo, it's a. I know you're looking for something, but there's a curse in Deuteronomy about us eating our children, and we know that we did that during the siege. But people don't realize.
57.
Yeah, Khan. If you be spiritual, this is what's happening today. It said Deuteronomy 28:57 says, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things. You know, 50. I think it was 53.
53 too said too also though. 53.
Yeah, 53 is kind of what I wanted, because we're under siege by our own people, by Esau, by sicknesses and diseases, by the sword. So I'm gonna read that. It says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body. Like, we're gonna eat our own children. And we did that during the siege, but we're doing that now. Sisters are still getting abortions at a higher rate than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters are still teaching our kids to twerk. Telling our kids. Go ahead.
Hey, and just to go off your point, man, I seen a sister on Facebook rejoicing because what's the people that come and take your children? DCS.
I seen that.
Yo, she was rejoicing, man.
We used to call it CPS in New York, but I don't know what they call it out here.
Yo, she was rejoicing because they had came and took her. I think she had like 5 kids.
She said, they got them. Them were some badass kids. They got
exactly.
Man, I was thinking
her kids up, man.
You're eating your kids. You eating your kids, man. They don't see that because the church don't teach this. The church don't teach about these curses and how we're still under them. You know what I'm saying? Even if I think that even if they see the Most High done closed up her eyes. You know what I mean? Maybe at some point she'll open up, but just imagine you being 20 years, you done grew up 20 years later, 15 years later, now you're 20 years old, and somebody just showed, look at how your mom talked about you, showed you that video.
That's crazy.
Just imagine nowadays, kids at 8 years old can go on World Star on their own. Imagine the brother go on World Star or the kid go on World Star or something and see that video. That's my mom.
No shame in that system.
Oracle, the Most High said 7 children she had.
Yeah, 7. It was 7. Yo.
7 children.
Crazy. That was crazy, man. Yo, that's an astonishment. Hey, I'm gonna keep reading on this Isaiah. Isaiah 1:6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and petrifying sores. Man, that's what's wrong with us, man. We got wounds, bruises, and petrifying sores, man, within our nation, man, that cannot be healed but by the Most High, man.
That's right.
Why, what is that? Hosea 5 in the last verse, it said, until we seek his face, man. That's the only way we get out of this thing, man. Until that, man, our bruise will not be healed up, man. Reading on. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment, man. It's like we just leaking out here, man.
Wow.
And the nations is literally looking at us like, man, look at their swords, look at their wickedness, look at their folly, man. They look what they have pleasure in, man. Our sister had pleasure in the white man coming to take her children, her 7 precious children, away from her, and she was boasting. There's no shame in that, sister, man. She was boasting in that, man. On the phone, she said, yeah, cuz they came and got them badass kids. Them kids were bad as hell. Our people, man, yo, what it said, women are our oppressor, or children are our oppressor, and women rule over them, man.
That's hey, man. Hey, let me go to you finished with that on Isaiah?
Yeah, Con.
I'm gonna go to Isaiah 65 and 11. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Yo, you are literally preparing a table and a drink offering. You're preparing a way for Esau to be in your kids' lives, to demolish our society and our nation by acting like this, man. By killing your brothers and sisters. You're paving the way. You're making a road for them to run down your street and kick in your door and control you and put thoughts in your head and tell you that your kid could be anything they want to be. They could be a boy if they're a girl. They could be a girl if they're a boy. Everything, you're opening up that door for them acting this way. Because you know why? You know what you did, first of all? What does the scripture say? But ye are they that forsake the Lord. And that's what you're doing. You forsaking these scriptures, you forsaking the Most High, you know what I'm saying, by acting like this, man. And don't get it twisted. I understand. But it ain't no more time to be playing. I'm just pissed off.
No.
Verse 12 says, therefore I will number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called you, when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did not choose that wherein I delighted not. And did choose that wherein I delighted not. You choosing the abominations of the Most High. You choosing to be a faggot. You choosing to sleep with women. You choosing to have gold and jewelry and everything stored up over these law, statutes, and commandments. You choosing to smoke that weed and drink that drink over your own damn kids, man. And what do you say? I'm gonna number you to the sword for doing these things.
It's crazy.
Man, you gonna bow down to the slaughter. A brother brought that out earlier about 2/3. He was posting in the chat. 2/3 gotta go.
They got to, what?
Oh man, yo, I was good on that. You got something else?
Yeah, Con. This is Book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 1. The word of Yahweh also came unto me, saying, Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house. And that's what we dwell in, man. It's not hard for the Israelites to go out and, it's not easy for the Israelites to go out and teach me. It's not easy, man. Trying to wake people up. Imagine trying to wake that sister up that let the DCF take her 7 children, man. Trying to wake them brothers up that's shooting in a mall and end up shooting 8-year-old, 7-year-old, 12-year-old children, man. We dwell in a rebellious house, man. Our people have uncircumcised hearts, man, which have eyes to see and see not. Man, our people don't see nothing, man. They don't even see what's right in front of them. Yo, all they thinking about is the next lick, the next bag.
That's right.
You can't check me. I'm a boss B.
Yeah.
I'm the man. That's our music. That's all we got,
Yo.
That's all we got, man. We see it at 5 points. Brother will ride around in a BMW that he probably rented 18 times around 5 points. Ain't nobody at 5 points but Big T and them. Nobody out there.
Yeah. That's what they looking for.
Ain't nobody out there, man.
That's crazy.
And it say, and see not, man. They have ears to hear and hear not. They are a rebellious house, man. That's what we that's what we suffer with, man. A rebellious house, man. It's nothing but rebellion in Israel. Our people don't want nothing to do with the Most High, man, at all. It's crazy. It really like blows my mind to understand how much our people don't want nothing to do with the Most High. Go ahead,
This goes exactly with what you were saying. So if I should have this precept, Jeremiah 5:21. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 20 because Most High is telling us, man, declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, "Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me?" Like, you don't fear the Most High? You don't fear the Lord? Say of the Lord, will ye not tremble at my presence? Which I have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree. Yo, he set the sand at the bounds of the sea forever. Just from his decree, he's done that. Like, you don't fear that kind of power? You know, that it cannot pass it, and though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet they cannot prevail. Though they roar, yet they cannot pass over it. But this people have a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolting. Shalaka, they are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. 25 says, your iniquity have turned away these things, and your sins have holden good things from you. You know, from among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares, and they set trap. They catch men. Among our own people, man, our own leaders do this. Our own leaders do this. We don't fear the Most High because our leaders told us we don't have to. We don't do the laws because our leaders told us we don't have to. Our grandmama done told us, our great grandmama done told us, and we don't believe it. Our God is now Esau. Our God is money with Esau's faces on. Man, and all we doing is setting traps and snares for our brothers and sisters, man. That's all we doing.
Hey, that's all we doing. We setting ourselves up for failure. Really, our people is just setting themselves up for destruction, man. For when the Most High return, man. This is Psalms 14 and verse 2. And Yahweh will look down from heaven upon the children of man to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. They are all gone aside. They are all become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one.
No, not one.
That's Most High looking like, I can't come back to this. Most High can't dwell around us, man.
Nah.
The Most High is too much of a king. He's too royal to come around us bucking up, us talking back, us wanting to do it our way and not his way, man. The Most High not dealing with that, man. Yeah. Israel is too rebellious right now, man. That's why it's so important that our people come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Because if not, we just living lawless, man. We not seeking nothing. Go ahead,
Hey, we bring this out all the time, man. Proverbs 1 and 22. It says, "How long, ye simple ones?"
Yeah.
Like how long? How long? You know what I'm saying? You simple ones, would ye love simplicity? You know, would you love these simple things? These things that wasn't even really meant for you. These are, you don't even know what the Most High has in store for us in the kingdom. We talk about the kingdom all the time. We talk about spaceships. We talk about being able to just, you know, appear somewhere at a moment's notice. I think spiritual, and I think on the level of how we have technology, there might be advancements in spirituality that we can receive being spiritual and being righteous. So just imagine how you can watch a TV. Imagine if you could close your mind and close your eyes and just think about something, and you can see the whole screen or the whole projection in your mind. Or you can talk to a brother, forget a phone, you could just communicate with a brother. You know what I'm saying? Thinking spiritual in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, listen, man, these are some simple things, man. How long these simple things that we have on this earth? That's why. What does it say? A partnership with. I'm butchering the scripture. Partnership with the world. Friendship with the
Friendship of
world.
the world, yeah.
Identity with
With
the Most
God.
High. You know what I'm saying? These things are simple. These things are base things. All the things that you might think that Esau has, the Most High has 10 times better. The tanks, the planes, the bombs, the jets,
Yeah.
all of those things. Even when it comes down to the AR-15s and you know what I'm saying, AK-47s, the Most High has 20 times better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just these are things is just when I think about it, when I think spiritual, when I think about these scriptures, I think that everything that we want and we crave, man, that we lust after, are simple things to the Most High. You are if you want these things, you're basically a base man, a caveman with a stone hammer. You know what I'm saying? Building something out of nothing. That's what I think about. You know what I'm saying? When he's offering you the best of the best in the future, if you could just follow what he told you to do. He laid out the game plan for you. You talking about jewels? You talking about gold? I was telling the sister the other day, I want ruby mines. I want my slaves to work in my ruby mines, my emerald mines. You know what I'm saying? I want mines for this, you know what I'm saying? I want them to come out with a cart, you know what I'm saying? Dump the cart out and I get to pick and pick out precious gems for my children. I don't know. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, hey, I got some in Second Esdras, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at verse 24. It says, "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord." And that's our people, man. Yo, even though they have probably little knowledge of the commandments or no knowledge, to be honest, the scriptures say, "Woe to them that keep not the commandments," man. Verse 25, it says, "I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary," man. "For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him." So the Most High knows everybody that's going off, man. The Most High is watching not only the wicked, but us of Israel, man. We got to be mindful of this too, man. It's such a high time, man. We should be repenting less and telling Yahweh the water for allowing us to walk aright, man.
That's right.
It's time to change our mindsets, man. It's time for us to stop sinning presumptuously, man, like it says in Numbers, I think 6 and 25, if I'm not mistaken, man. We gotta be more mindful of what's going on, man, because the time is now, man. Every day I wake up and I'm thinking like, yo, I'm doing these classes, but I would love for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to come back. And I don't have to go to no nursing school or whatever school. I don't got to do none of that. I don't want to do it. I want the Most High to come back and take us up here, man, because that is just nothing, man. But the only way for us to do that, man, is go out on the highways and the byways. But more importantly, man, Israel got to walk aright, man. Because the Most High, his eyes are upon us, man. And we be the biggest hypocrites when we sin because we know the law. That's why it says there is no sacrifice for your sin, man. So we got to be so careful, man. Go ahead, Al.
Now I was gonna say, come back up to 22 for me. I read 21 and say how you know what I'm saying, Esau do to us. But we don't understand that, you know, if you're a sinner, even if you're my brother, if you don't repent, you just as bad to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you go back up to 22, 2 Esdras 15 and 22, it says, "My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth." I want to tie that back up to those little children, man, that was getting killed by our own people. Those young girls and those young boys, man. They don't even have a future anymore. You know? Hey, that innocent blood, what does it say? how do you clean up innocent blood? By the blood of them that shed it, right? Hey, they gotta die, man. And the Most High got a plan for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't repent honestly and earnestly and truly come back to the Most High as He wants you to do,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna have a world of hurt. What does Yahweh Shah say? If they touch one of these little ones, what's that scripture? It's better if you tie a millstone around your neck. If you touch one of those little ones, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna find it for you.
Yeah, man. I was really aggravated putting that video together.
Matthew 18:6, I think you want.
Water. Sometimes you know I don't be knowing exactly where they be at. A lot of times I don't.
You know what they say.
What they say?
No, I'm saying, but you know what they say.
Oh yeah. I be knowing what the scripture be saying.
Yeah. Y'all thought I was something else.
It says, "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea." Hey, these little ones are babies, man. They not too long ago came from the Most High. They're really an open page. You know what I'm saying? If they came up in the truth and you really sat down and taught them and led by example, there's a really good chance that they would follow in your footsteps. Especially if you kept them separate. The story of Isaac. You know what I'm saying? When Abraham taught Isaac, he separated him. You know what I'm saying? He taught him how he should be separate than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was a believer in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Following in his father's footsteps. I'm just saying, they only been on this earth for a couple of years. They literally Most High just sent them down. But you know what? The Most High take them out, man, because it might be some wickedness coming or some trouble coming their way if he didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Most High does some things, man. Sometimes we just don't understand.
Hey, a lot of times we don't understand it. Half the time, man. What the scripture say? We looking at a prophecy through like a molten glass.
What does it say?
Let me find it real quick.
I think it's a cloudy glass. Or, I think it's cloud. I think that's the word that it is.
It might be cloudy.
Nah, I don't
Second
think
Corinthians.
Is that it?
Yeah, no, 1 Corinthians 13 and 12. Bring that out.
You said 1 Corinthians
13 and 12?
Yeah, Khan.
uh, 1 Corinthians 13 and 12. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known.
Khan. Hey, we looking through things darkly, man. When we try to get into the scriptures and we try to see things, it said, what does the scripture say? We know in part, we prophesy in part.
Khan.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is to my eyes. I think when I think about the scripture, I think about our vision being cloudy. Like we just trying to take a glimpse of righteousness, and that's why we say we're practicing the righteous acts. We want to do things righteous. We got a glimpse of righteousness, and we following that because that righteousness is so pure and so real. Once we actually catch a glimpse of it, it affects our soul deeply. Those who truly are meant to follow, you know what I'm saying? It affects your soul deeply. It makes you want to move. It makes you want to follow these laws, statutes, commandments. It makes you want to reach out to your brother and help him out. It makes you want to do everything that you're supposed to do according to these scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to remember, man, we won't be able to get that pure doctrine until Yahweh shall come back. That pure vision.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're waiting for, man. That's the purpose of what we out there for, man. But it just like our people don't even understand it, man. It's like we feel like our people think the Most High is unequal for putting us in this situation. But really, our people are the one unequal with the Most High because we turn from Deuteronomy 28:1.
Mm-hmm.
We should have wanted that from the beginning, man. We should have never let that get away from us, man. We should have never let that get away from us. Actually, I got a precept with that too. Ezekiel 18:29. Yet said the house of Israel, the way of Yahweh is not equal. And that's what we think, man. We think the way of the Most High is not equal, man. But this is what the Most High got to say to us. O house of Israel, are not my ways equal? Are not your ways unequal? That's what the truth of the matter is, man. The Most High gave us two choices, life or death, man. And we chose death instantly. Like, we didn't even get it out of the wilderness. Like, yo, instantly. We couldn't help it, man. That's why it's so evident, man, to come back to these law, statutes, and commandments, man. Because we're a sinful nation, man. And this is one of my favorite scriptures of lately, man. Who brought this out? Alazar brought this out at what was that? At the Brothers Memorial, Isaiah 1:4, right? Sinful nation, man. The Most High is basically screaming right here for the scholars to put like this sinful nation, man. A people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, man. That's what we are, man. When we out there killing our children, that's a seed of evildoers, man. Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's Black Lives Matter promoting this or trying to stop this? In them hoods, man, shutting that down.
Mm-hmm.
Why we not marching for this? Black Lives Matter, but you got to have the Israelites throughout the four corners of the earth prophesying these things, man. Come out of that, man. You can't kill your brother no more. Sisters, you can't hate your sisters no more, man.
That's right.
You got to prefer one another. We got to come together in unity, man. Let brotherly love continue. Reading on that. A seed of evildoers, children that are corrupt. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards, man. And that's what happens, man. Our people are gone away backwards, man. We took a trillion steps back, man.
That's crazy.
We took so many steps back, man. Look, think about David's kingdom, man. Solomon's reign, man. Look how many steps we went back from that. That was 80 years of total rulership. After that, we started trickling down, taking steps backwards. Now we got the servant sitting on the horse and the king walking alongside with chains on his neck, man, and on their minds, more importantly, man. It's frustrating in this kingdom, man, in this captivity, I should say, man.
Hey, what was you just at?
That was Isaiah 1:4.
I was reading Isaiah, right? Chalaki, I ain't mean to cut off your point.
No, go ahead. I was done with that.
Oh, I was reading Isaiah, right? And you're gonna shut it down in a minute. Because I reading Isaiah 65 and I think 11 that I read earlier. Right? The Holy Mountain. Yeah, I read that earlier, 65 and 11. But I wanted to come back up to 65 and 2. And to kind of go with what you were saying, I think I had that precept sitting right there. I have spread out my hand all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. And that's what we do, man. We walking in the ways after our own thoughts, after our own vain opinion, after our own heart. You know, and it said our heart is continuously, desperately wicked. You know what I'm saying? Back in Genesis The Most High said His Spirit can't even dwell with man because he was so wicked.
Yeah, it can't. That's why the Most High can't come back to this. How he gonna come back to this? Like, you niggas is off.
How we wanna go to the Most High, even in Israel. Come on, let's be for real, Israel. Even in Israel, how is He gonna come back and take us and be around us if we got wicked hearts and wicked imagination and wicked thoughts in our minds, man?
Yeah.
He's not gonna. He can't be around that filth. He can't be around that filth. Originally, my lesson today was about being refined. You know what I'm saying? And that fire that refines us. That's why we're gonna have to go through that fire. And part of these things of us killing each other, of Esau killing us, of diseases and plagues, is all part of that fire that we're gonna have to go through. But what does that fire do? That fire refines you, and it gets rid of all of that impurities that's inside of you. I wanted to teach this lesson at camp, and I wanted to teach this lesson today. But you know what? The Most High moves in His own way. Most High Spirit moves the way He's gonna move, and all we can do is follow His lead. Yahweh told me one day, "You come to the camp prepared with a lesson. Be prepared to deal with whatever you got to deal with, whether it's a scoffer or it's a brother who just need to learn who he is. You know what I'm saying? Be prepared to deal with that person. You know, you might have something in store for you, and the Most High send you someplace totally different that you wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? So prepare for that. Prepare your body and your mind and your spirit for that. You know?
Yeah, I got a precept for your point too, because you was talking about that heart, man. The Most High gave us basically, let us do the desires of our heart, man. And we already know that the heart is wicked above all things. This is Psalms 81 and verse 11. But my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. Meaning Israel didn't want nothing to do with the Most High. So I gave them up unto their own heart's lust, man. The Most High gave us up, like just basically this scripture is saying the Most High just washed His hands with us, man. He gave us up to our own heart's lust, man. Just go do what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to be a sodomite? Go do it.
Yeah.
You want to kill your own brother? You want to kill the men of your army? You want to kill the children? Go do it. You want to whore out your women? Go do it. You want to sell drugs to the community? Go do it. That's what you want to do. Go do it, man. That's why in Ezekiel, I'm going to get this. Ezekiel 36 and 26. That's why the Most High said He got to put a new heart in us, man. Because the heart we have right now is not upright in us, man. Ezekiel 36 and 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart, and I will give you an heart of flesh, man, because we need that, man. That's why the Most High say He got to put the laws in our hearts, man. And yes, you could honestly say right now, that's what we're doing that as a nation. We're putting the laws in our hearts right now. But at the same time, man, we need the Most High to do that, man, because our hearts right now, we still have vain thoughts, man. We still have, brothers still might deal with hatred thoughts or vainglorious thoughts or envious thoughts or covetous thoughts, man.
That's
but us
right.
being in the law, statutes, and commandments, it's easy for us to say, Satan, get off me. That's Satan. We can see that from a mile away. I can't be like that. But at the same time, we need the Most High to take that spirit completely off us, man. Because with that, man, that spirit can't dwell amongst Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man, and the holy prophets and apostles, man. Because they wasn't dealing with none of that, man. None of that folly. That's it on that,
That's right. That's right. They wasn't dealing with none of that folly, man. Hey, listen, man, yo, I appreciate you, Yahweh, man. You always moving in the spirit, man. Unless y'all got another precept, yeah, I appreciate y'all brothers coming on and fellowship with us in the chat. And sisters, Shalakia, y'all sisters, y'all brothers, I appreciate y'all, man. I really feel like we moved in the spirit today. I think there was some real good things that came out. It was some, for me personally, it was some heart-wrenching things when I was researching some of this stuff, man. I just couldn't. I could believe it. That's the crazy thing. I could believe it because it's been happening. It's been happening like my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought maybe we might have hit point where we was gonna try to stop killing each other and try to move forward as a nation. At least try. You know,
Yeah.
people want to have conversations and actually talk about the things that's been happening, things that's been plaguing our people. But it's like all goes to hell when them guns come out. Because you don't want to aim it at Esau. You don't want to kill your oppressors. You want to kill your own brother and sister.
Yeah.
You want not even your brother and sister. You want to kill your future. How are we supposed to be a nation and grow as a nation if you're gonna kill your future?
I think if we can get past, the Deuteronomy 20 and 54, I think that'll be like the first step into getting into where we need to go.
I can see that.
Hey, I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Hey, I definitely. Go ahead,
I was gonna say the more and more I've come into this truth, because I used to hear it when I first came into the truth. I don't want to say all the time the worst curse is Deuteronomy 20 and 54. I'm like, I don't know, but listen, I think it is. I believe it is. The more and more I see, the more and more the Most High open up my eyes. How can we come together? How can we come together if we still got hate for one another? How can we come together if I can't trust you around my kids and my wife? I can't trust you. I can't get on the front line without me wondering if you want to try to take what's mine.
Right.
Or take out what's mine, like kill what's mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I think the only way to break Deuteronomy, the curse of curses, the only way to break that is to be walking in this spirit all the time. This is the only way I think we could break it out. This is John chapter 15 and verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his brother, man. That's the only way we break Deuteronomy 28, 54, and 56. Is that we continually meditating on, I die for these brothers. I die for any one of my brothers. Because then that spirit of envy, that spirit of hate, it shouldn't creep in so easily. It's still gonna creep in because the curse is upon us. But it shouldn't creep in so easily, man. But to get our people that's not in the law, statutes, and commandments to follow that is another thing, man. Because they not willing to die for one another, man. They're willing to die for the dollar or whatever the case may be, man. Some Jordans, man.
For the folly.
Yeah, for the folly, man.
For the folly. They're willing to die. They're willing to die. They're willing to go to jail. They're willing to do whatever for that bag, for that money, for their God.
Yeah.
Whatever their God is, that's what they're willing to do. That's what they're willing to do. Everything for their God. Hey, man. Hey, yo, all praise to the Most High, man, for putting this together, because he did all the work, man. I appreciate you, Shaquat, man. Appreciate you, Yaquab. We are brothers, man. We brothers, man. We gotta come together. We gotta do this. Like I said, I appreciate all of y'all in the chat, man. And all of y'all who just watching. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. I hope the Most High has blessings in store. I know He has blessings in store for each and every one of y'all. If y'all moving in sincerity and truth and loving these laws and loving your brother and doing what you're supposed to do with these scriptures, man. If y'all got something else y'all want to say, I'm gonna go grab Isaiah Shaquat. If you can grab Romans 10:1. You got anything else you want to add, Yaquab?
Nah, not really yet.
Hey. Bring the rundown. I don't know who's bringing out his lesson tomorrow.
I think I don't want y'all will all is teaching tomorrow.
Okay. So I don't want it's a good probability. I know I don't want Canal say he was going to jack him, but I don't think he's going to do it. It's a good probability that I don't want y'all all to be teaching tomorrow on our Friday class. Call in. I don't know if he's going to do the YouTube or not. I don't want to be really focusing on the call in. So I don't know if any of our brothers can post that in the chat while we read this.
Mm-hmm.
But call in. I'm pretty sure the number will be circulating. Call in. Don't forget we have a Patreon. You know what I'm saying? If you can join, help support that. Brothers be doing videos, doing sit down videos, breakdowns on certain lessons. You get a glimpse of the camp. You get other content. We got a podcast show that I don't want Akarab does, and he's really good at doing. Other brothers he has on. Check it out. In your spirit, support us with that. We're gonna be at Woodruff Park in Atlanta on the Sabbath, that's Saturday, at 3:00.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't opened it up to the sisters yet and the children yet, but it's all about y'all safety. It's not that we don't want you to learn anything. We've been going live on YouTube, so I hope y'all been following. But y'all brothers, man, come fellowship with us, man. Come meet us. Come. You know what I'm saying? Come be with us out there, man, and deal with these things that we got to deal with. Kind of see what it's all about. What else? Milk Mondays. I don't want Eliel was really bringing it out. That fire, that information. He was just talking about the boule. You know what I'm saying? These last two episodes and the hierarchy of our people working for Esau. You know what I'm saying? Just some real good information he was bringing out. So check that out. He's always coming through with some fire. Outside of that, I'm gonna go ahead and read my Isaiah 61 and verse 1.
Salakia, before you read that, to any brothers that want to join SOT, that want to be a part of SOT, want to go through the prospect stage, send an email to Sons of Thunder Israelites with the S at the end at gmail.com. We have our prospect stage coming up to any brothers that want to join. I want to read this too for that. This is the book of Matthew chapter 9 verse 38. Pray ye therefore, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he shall send forth laborers in the harvest, man. I'm gonna start at 37 actually. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few, man. So we need brothers that's willing and diligent that want to do the work, man. We don't need no brothers just want to hang around. We want brothers that really want to come do the work, man. That's dedicated, to teaching the Bible and waking up our people, man, and coming out on the highways and byways, man. So if you're interested, Sons of Thunder Israelites at gmail.com.
Zeke King, you don't have to be in Atlanta. I'm in San Francisco. As soon as I get a black shirt, we'll be teaching out here on the streets, man. So you don't have to be in Atlanta. You can be anywhere in the world, country, wherever you at.
We got brothers in South Carolina. We got brothers in a bunch of other states. North Carolina, up in upstate New York. We got brothers in. I'm in Seattle. Hey, listen, you in Seattle? Send us an email. Send us an email. He said Shaquat's not too far from you, right?
Isn't Terry out there? Or
no, he's in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Portland. Okay.
Hey, but we got brothers, you know what I'm saying, in a bunch of different states, and we want diligent brothers, man. We want diligent brothers who love the Most High, like Yahweh was saying, who's really about this word, who really want to join a bunch of other brothers who want to do this work, because we want to do this work, and we want you to want to do this work if you're going to be down with us. You know what I'm saying? we down for the Most High, straight up and down.
Right.
We down for each other, and we down for the Most High. So I'm gonna read this scripture. Like I do every week, Isaiah 61:1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. I love that scripture.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Con. And with that, man, I'm Brother Aharon.
Soldier Yaquad.
Soldier Shaquat.
Hey, and we are TNT.
Thursday Night Thunder.
Sons of
Right,
Thunder,
baby.
Israelites, TNT. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala. All praises, man.
All praises. Shalom, family.
To the chariots come, baby.
Shalom.
Shalom.